It's that same old startup screen glow, blowing dust off a gray game logo. Saturday stacked in a plastic case, sleepover scores we can't erase. Kirk's got stats like a cheat sheet code, and he's got jokes from the late night shows. Top 4 takes from a childhood stash, argue till the credits crash. Welcome to my nostalgia therapy. Top 4 reasons I still feel 16. Pixel hearts and worn out DVDs. Play it back, let it all come clean. Laughing like we never had to leave. Hit subscribe to the Kid in Me. Every week's another memory. Yeah, this is my nostalgia therapy.
This is the Rushmore Show, where it's all about your top 4 and nothing more. Andy, what is up, man? It's good to see you. It is another nostalgia therapy. It's Thursday night. Let's climb the mountain. And if you're in here, say hello. Let's just tell hello to a couple people who are in here. Random Mr. Carrot, what's up if you're still hanging around? Bryce J. Dub, the anime armada, is here. Beneath the Tangles, you'll know more about him and Religious Fanboy in a little bit. Girl Dad Rad, is that you? Over there, you. Yeah, you. Yeah, it's you. And then Shredder, the Shredder is here. 1400, welcome in. Hey, Shredder. And Beneath the Tangles, I'm going to send you guys a bone. I tried to send it before the show started, but I was in the wrong. I was not under the Rushmore Show, so I was under my personal. So I'm going to send that one over to you guys. 9 people in the house, say hello. There are some new comments. What are the new comments? Those are some good predictions. Fanboy Barry in the house. Barry is an amazing person. So Evangelion for one, maybe Pokemon and Cowboy Bebop. That's some good picks right there. Hey, if you're new here, make sure you hit the like button. That helps us after you leave. Make sure, well, let me send this out real quick because, hey, Shredder, you're new here. Welcome to the Summit Squad. So you're now a full-fledged member of the Summit Squad, Shredder, and we expect you to be here every single week. Just kidding. Listen, thanks for being here. What we do is we climb the mountain every week, and it's a new topic every week. Right now we're in movies and TV, which we're spending some time in anime tonight, and we're going to climb the mountain with our anime friends. And since that's happening, what you can do is while you follow along with us, you can drop your top 4. We go 4-3 with a little break and then 2-1, and we'll do some honorable mentions after. Thanks for being here. You're now part of the Summit Squad. And like I said, I'm going to send you a wrench. So whenever you're hanging around here, you can say hello and you can drop your channel in the chat. And that's just how we do things around here. So Andy, how's moving over to the new Belchasse?
It is very nice. It is. I'm enjoying it thoroughly.
Well, you got to tell some of the guests kind of what's going on because I don't know that everybody knows exactly what we're talking about.
Well, I moved even further south than I was living.
Which is, I mean, you can't get much more south than south. And so it's kind of like, Atlanta's an hour away from Atlanta. You know what I mean?
The Mississippi River is right there in my backyard. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and Chattahoochee is right there in the back.
The beginnings of the Chattahoochee.
The beginnings of the Chattahoochee is right there.
I don't think Alan Jackson hung out in that. It doesn't get
way down yonder in the chat. That might be way down yonder right there, right? I mean, you know,
maybe that's where it gets hotter than.
Well, no, but hey, look, there's 13 people in the chat, and they want to talk about anime, not about Randy Travis. Now, Alan Jackson.
Apparently, Retro Rewind Francisco wants to also. He wants to talk about Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes. I mean, I would expect the Capitan to show up with some foolishness tonight, but, I would probably be better off talking about Looney Tunes than what we're talking about tonight. But let's jump into this thing. So we're going to talk about top 4 anime openings of all time. Andy, are you ready to click that button? Ready?
Yeah.
Let me just do this again. Retro Rewind it. You all right? You ready?
Let's get it.
Let's get it. Top 4 anime openings of all time. All right, so don't go anywhere because this is going to be a controversial filled episode because Andy and I are so well versed on anime. We've done anime a little bit. Yo, Joe, Kevin's here. We've done a little bit of anime in the past with Geek Devotions. We actually did a show on theirs, our top 4 anime of all time. And then, they kind of helped us on another little thing over here. But we really haven't touched too much base on anime, Andy, because neither one of us are like super anime fans, right? But we can sure talk for 2 or 3 hours about it with our friends. And let's get our friends out here that know way more about this than us. So let's do that right now. First off, let's get out our guy, Quinton from Religious Fanboy. He's been in the chat for the last few months.
Hey guys.
Quinton is here. And Quinton, before you shout out your channel, what you are going to do here in a few seconds, let's get our buddy Tweak out here from Beneath the Tangles. There he is.
Wow, way to go.
Yeah, way to go. 14 of you, all of you hit the like because they're cooler than we are. And Quinton, so tell us, you do a ministry kind of solely based on anime, which is one of the reasons we wanted to jump in here with this. And we hooked up with Tweak as well. We're like, man, match made in heaven. Come to find out, you guys know each other. You're like small group together and all that jazz. So Quinton, tell us a little bit about your ministry, your pocket, your corner of the internet. Share with all these people how amazing how God's been in your ministry. So let's go.
Yeah, I've been running the Religious Fanboy YouTube channel and ministry for a little over 11 years now. I started back when I was a junior in high school, and starting out, we primarily did devotionals talking about Christian lessons that are paralleled in anime and comic books, and kind of as we expanded in more of the pop culture things that I am a fan of, became intertwined with my relationship with God and where I felt God was calling me ministry-wise. I've added more stuff. So, like, I also cover wrestling matches and manga and some Western animation, some cartoons. I've not touched Looney Tunes yet, but
Yet, though, is the key. Yet.
Well, I assume Looney Tunes is a little older than you because it's way older than me. And I don't know. I might be the oldest on the chat tonight, but in the whole thing here. But Barry's older than me. Where's Barry? Barry's definitely got that crown. Hey, but I just want to say this: if you're over there on the Twitch side, thanks, because Purple side is we're like this close to being like partners or whatever they call it. So if you're over there, that's fantastic. Because we only need like one step left, and we might get there tonight because of you guys. So thanks for being here. But make sure you hit the like before you leave and drop your top 4 for sure. And let's get to Twig. Twig, you have a great little following over on your side about anime as well. And I found you a little different than Quinton. Quinton, I think, was in a Twitch thing for one of our friends at one time, and I don't know, that's just how the algorithm, you just cross paths. I believe I found you because of Culture Box. Somebody in the Culture Box world, you were there, or they were talking, or somebody commented or whatever, and I found you guys, probably, if I'd be willing to say, Dallas. But and then I found you guys, and I was like, hey, do you guys, both of you, want to be in our directory for Christian creators? And that's kind of how this all started, which I'll talk a little bit about that later. So tell us about Beneath the Tangles, which, by the way, full disclosure, for like the first 3 months, I was calling it Beyond the Tangles, and everybody's like, what is that? I don't know what you're talking about. What is Beyond the Tangles? And I'm like, it's that ministry. You guys told me it. And I'm like, oh, it's beneath. Okay. But tell me all about your ministry, your corner of the internet as well, and we'll get this thing going.
Well, first of all, it was probably 100% Dallas, since we've been connected with him for a while. He's awesome guy over at Geek Devotions. Beneath the Tangles is what kind of birthed out of my baby's births, because I was a huge anime fan when I was younger, kind of drifted a little bit away from it, got back into it right around the time I had screaming babies up late at night, and I needed something to watch. So I started getting back into anime again, and then I was very plugged into ministry at my church, and I wanted to do something that combined anime and Christianity, and I kind of surveyed the landscape to see what was already out there, what people were doing. There were reviews from a Christian perspective, which was really helpful, but wasn't what I wanted to do. I wanted to do some sort of analysis. And there were bits and pieces here. A couple of people had tried stuff, but nothing consistent. So I said, you know what, God, I'm just going to take the leap here and see what comes of this. And it'll probably be dead in 2 months. But we are now in our 16th year. So it hasn't died yet. Yeah, no, it's insane. And it started out as a blog. We were in the heyday of blogging, and we still do a lot of that stuff. So if you go to beneaththetangles.com, not Beyond the Tangles, that may take you somewhere entirely different.
Please don't do that.
You'll see kind of like just normal stuff like reviews and things of that nature. But then we also do analysis of anime, where we talk about Christian themes, things that might encourage us as Christians that we're able to pull out of series to get us to think about faith and those types of matters. If you go to beneaththetangles.com, probably, well, I should have kept it up, but there's a pop-up that'll pop up that'll probably bring you back to YouTube, actually. And right now on YouTube, we are doing the second season of a series called Something Genuine, which is an interview series with people that are connected to Christianity, or not Christianity, actually the anime in some way. So there's voice actors and cosplayers on there. But our first guest this week is not really in the world of Christianity. He is his name is Mike Golick Jr. He's
I saw that.
Yeah, so former ESPN guy. Yeah, no, I saw him on Twitter talking about Jujutsu Kaisen, which is a very popular anime, and I was like, dude, let's talk about anime. And he said, I never get the chance to talk about anime, and so I brought him on. And he is on there. So our first episode's out, and we'll be interviewing people in the coming weeks as well. So we got that going on. We have our Discord too. We have small groups through Discord where people are building community. We have a newsletter each week on Substack. That's the best way to keep up with that content that's scrolling up and down the screen now in your inbox once a week. So you can head to Substack and look for Beneath the Tangles and just sign up for that. We are on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on TikTok. We're even on Tumblr. So we are everywhere. We're on Twitch too. So just follow us wherever we are, and we're connecting with y'all in a different way. Our whole goal is to connect to anime fans, help Christian anime fans grow in their faith, but also primarily we started as an evangelistic endeavor. So to share Christ through our content, but also serving people and loving on them, all these anime fans everywhere around the world. And that's us.
Also, side note, just so you guys know, if you go to beyondthetangles.com, it reroutes you to tanglesandbeyond.com, which is a hair care product. So,
okay. Well, some of us need
they're not part of our realm.
No, let's start.
But anyway,
yeah, I need some, maybe in down here I need some tangles or so. Anyways.
Oh, there we go.
Whoa, Nelly.
Back. That's awesome. Mike Golick Jr. Wow, that is pretty cool to see.
So just let Mike Golick Jr. know that he's welcome to come on our show as well. But that's really cool, man. So that sounds amazing. So as you guys can see, the guests, the community, the Summit Squad, why we've had these guys to come on to talk anime. And full disclosure, like I said, Andy and I are very nice
in the field.
And I'm Andy, I'm glad I gave you a year to plan. And I totally don't know what happened there. But
yeah. Also, by the way, if I can do a show on RPGs, I can do a show on just about anything. So,
yeah. Well, this is as close as you can get to RPGs. It's not
the RPG of cartoons. Let's be honest. It just is.
That is a great analogy. So
I am excited though. It's gonna be a good night.
Tweak, this is what we're going to do. So you're up first. We call it the criteria. Criteria just kind of gives us a map of how to get through this. I don't know, how many people actually watch football on an anime show. Some people do that.
Mike Gold Jr. apparently is.
Mike Gold Jr. does. So here's the deal. If we were to talk about football, I always use football because everybody, even if you don't watch football, you kind of know this guy. He's polarizing. We talk about Tom Brady, right? And so Tom Brady for Andy and I would not be on our mountains. I don't know if he'd even be in our valley. I really could care less about Tom Brady. But if you talk about the GOATs of football, it's a part of the conversation because of what he's accomplished, right? And so if I was to give you my criteria about football, I would tell you, well, I was raised in Louisiana, and in the early 90s, I started following the Chiefs. And at that time, it's Saints and Chiefs all the way, and then anybody that is not in their division, and then anybody that is not really good. I hate all those guys. So it's Drew Brees and Mahomes for me, and then probably Peyton, maybe even Eli because they're from New Orleans. And then a few guys. If you talk Andy got raised as a Packers fan, so he'd probably throw Favre in there, but he doesn't like Rodgers too much. So there's that kind of thing. And so that's kind of how we explain the criteria. The criteria is really important because, like I told you guys, I can go and look up, especially this week, and find out what the world thinks are the best anime openings. And I could put those on there. You're probably not hearing those from me. And I can almost guarantee that you're not hearing that from Andy. But you guys might. And that's just how it is. Matter of fact, I had to ask you guys, what is an opening? Is that the intro? Because, that's just how novice we were. But I've been watching openings for like 3 weeks now. And I'm ready to go with my list. So
you have 11 more months to figure it out. So
Carl, Tweak, you're up first. Tell us your criteria, like maybe what you started watching, maybe it's your age, maybe it's the era you started doing. And then we're going to go Rosie. Rosie's number 1 on the list today. It's number 4 on the mountain. That stands for Roosevelt, by the way. We decided to rank the presidents on the mountain, and arbitrarily we just said Roosevelt's the least important of these 4. So Rosie is going to be it today for you. So Tweak, give us your criteria, and then just jump into who you think number 4 is.
Okay, so I think when it comes to criteria, it's very similar to watching a TV series or a movie for me. Something that is this, I couldn't tell you what percentage, but there's a balance of something that moves me, like really moves me in soul and mind and heart, but is also really good quality. And I see that with the openings as well. So, what I think of when I see a really good opening is the animation good? Is the music good? And here's the thing is when you watch as much anime as I do, you don't watch the opening after the first time. You don't need to, there's so many other things to watch, but a good opening, you will always watch it. So everything I picked tonight, everything that's going to be on my Rushmore, everything that comes afterwards, all that stuff are openings that I will watch every single time I watch an episode. So it's got to be that good. It's got to be something that stays with me after the series is done. I was thinking, there's some of these series that I kind of I know they have good openings, but I can't quite remember them. Well, they're not going to be on my Rushmore, obviously. They have to convey something about the series. They don't have to give a summary of the series. They don't even have to be anything about the series, but they're conveying something. Sometimes it's a theme. Sometimes it's an emotion. That's really important as well. So those are the criteria. And I would say also that if it stayed with me for 30 years, it's probably going to be more important to me than something that's only been with me for about 5.
Yeah, so there it is. So there's a couple words we love around here, and if you were listening to our opening, our anime opening, we call it nostalgia therapy. And if it's nostalgic, if it's iconic, it's important to talk about. That's kind of what we do on Thursday nights. Just kind of talk about nostalgia and let for a couple hours the world kind of pass us by while we just shoot the breeze with our friends. So number 4, Rosie, you're up. All right, give us your first pick of the mountain. This is where you're climbing up, starting the stake. Where you go first?
All right, so I'm going to guarantee that
Nobody
this
else
is going
has
to be, yeah, this is totally out of left field. So my Rosie is going to be Kaseki no Umi, which is the opening for Record of Lodos War, the TV series. There's a TV series and then there's a straight to video release. This is for the TV series. And Record of Lodos War is this elves and warriors fantasy series. It's from the 90s. So it's got a very old school vibe. And the song is like epic and very, it doesn't sound Japanese. It sounds very kind of Western, like it must have Celtic influences to it. And it's sung by one of the great anime singers, Maya Sakamoto, when she was very young in her career. So she probably was around 17, 18, 19 at the time. It is incredible. And I would say it's better than the TV series, which is one of those things where I haven't gone back to rewatch that series, but I've watched the opening over and over and over again. And sometimes that's the case. Like, I only remember that series. This is a pretty good series, but there are some where I only remember that series because of the opening or closing song. So that is my number 4.
That is a pick out of left field.
It's from. For me, in my expertise of anime, it's from Angels in the Outfield. I don't know where it's from, but it's so Tweak, if you would do me a favor.
Oh, there it is.
If you can on there. Okay, perfect. There it is on YouTube. I'm looking it up. So we're trying to make a Spotify playlist when it deals with music. The problem that I have is that everything on Spotify is in like Japanese. Like so you gave me the title, but I don't know which one I'm looking for. So if you could potentially send me, so I make sure I get. There's a ton of songs from this show on there, so I'm sure it's there.
If you send the link from Spotify, we'll make the list for everybody.
Absolutely.
Oh, I will love doing it. So I will get that to you. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
DM it over. I will start working on that list throughout.
I could say I'm excited to hear all the picks tonight. If it's not a heavy hitter, if it's kind of if it's beneath the tangles, I don't know. I just might not know this. But
if it's beyond
the tangles,
that's different.
Oh wait, I don't know this one. Quinton, though. Quinton, you might know this one. Do you love this one as much as Twig?
I wasn't familiar with that anime.
That's good.
It's pretty old school. It's pretty old school.
So, well, I will say this. Did you see this? I actually love the outro for ROL. Say it again. What is it? Return of the
Record of Lodos War.
Lodos War. Record of Lodos War. Francisco El Capitan says he likes the outro. Listen, we've had enough with our intros this week than going to find the outros. There it is. Record of Lodos War. This is going to be awesome. I can't wait to look these up. I spent a good part of 3 weeks trying to learn about some of this. And, I'm a school teacher, and I've been out all week. So I've been in all morning and be like, what? Let me listen to another one.
Brittany's
and you know what's funny? Even though I listened to all of them, I still went back to the old faithfuls. So I hope they're hanging out for me tonight. So, all right. So, Quinton, you're up, man. Tell us a little bit about your criteria. By the way, thank you for saying that, Mecha Otaku. Mecha Otaku Gamer is here. He dropped his top 4 up here. Let's scroll back up and pull that up right here. Hey guys, just want to share my Rushmore openings. It would be We Are from One Piece, Colors from Code Geass. Is that how you say that? Mazium Chasing from Fairy Tail, and Karma from Tales of the Abyss anime. And then he also said this down there. By the way, my favorite We Are is from the One Piece version of that started on episode 1000. He loves the animation. Strike Back, Fairy Tail, Black Clover, OP3, Pokemon XYZ, OP Ikuzi. Is that it? Pokemon OP in English. All right, so those are, I guess, your honorable mentions. Oh, no, this is Bryce. Is that your top 4, Bryce? Awesome. People will be dropping their top 4 as we go. And Tweak says Colors is an awesome opening mecha. So, all right, Quentin, you're up. Give us your like criteria, and then let's hear. Teach us the ways of the animes.
Well, my two main criteria, well, outside of animation and the music, the two main criteria, a lot of my stuff is going to be upbeat because, especially in like earlier, this would be the type of stuff that I would work out to.
Oh yeah.
And then the other more sentimental reason, a lot of the animes I have watched, I've in some way written devotionals for. So I especially picked some of these songs that if in some way the song parallels what I feel the main parallel, like main Christian parallel in a show is, that also plays a factor, both in the later ones of my top 4 as well as in my Benjamins as we get to those.
Nice. Well, all right. Well, you're up, man. So drop your Rosie number 4 on your mountain, and let us know what you got.
For my top 4, for my number 4, I'm going to reference my first interaction with anime, which was watching Dragon Ball Z on Toonami with my big brother. So my number 4 is Dragon Soul from Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Nice.
Andy is a huge Dragon Ball fan. Huge. Andy, you like Dragon Ball a little bit?
Yeah, no, this is a great pick. I'm glad that there's ones that I know now on here.
We only got the number 2. Oh, you're talking about in the chat too.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I've been all over the place. I don't know what's happening, but I will say Dragon Ball Z, fantastic. There's like, and it's another one that's kind of like a lot of these where there's like 1,000 different songs. You know, not only do they have the American version, which is different than the Japanese one, right? And for many of these, or season 1 is different than, you know what I mean, like all those types of things. But this is a good pick, man, for sure.
Hey, Nightbot wants to know what your least favorites are, by the way. You could drop those in the chat if you'd like. But I love Dragon Ball. My only experience... So my experience nowadays is obviously I'm a teacher, right? Yeah, there you go. I'm a teacher, and the kids come just like that, Tweet, with shirts, and they just love all of the... There's like probably a Rushmore, if you would, of just the top animes, and they wear the shirts and the gear, obviously. My first interactions, though, and if Kevin's still here, I saw his name in the chat. Kevin's my friend from back in junior high. I got this machine with all these games on it, and one of the games, I've mentioned it before, was the Dragon Ball Z game. I looked behind me, and my TV somehow turned off. I don't know what's going on, but I had it on right there, the Super Famicom version of Dragon Ball Z from, like, I don't know, 1991 or something. And that was the first time I had ever even heard of it. It was completely in Japanese. I couldn't really play it. I just really tried to look, button mashing and try to play the game. But I never really watched it when it came out later. I'm older. I'm almost 50, and when the time of Toonami and all of that kind of was going on, it was just a spot in my life where I was not in that. And then I had girls that were very girly girls in the beginning, didn't want to watch any of that. My son nowadays is kind of dragging me into some anime nowadays, but Dragon Ball hasn't been one that he's watched. So I don't have a lot of experience in knowing, but I do know. I mean, we've had so many people in here that talks about it, right, Andy? When we talk PlayStation 2 games, Omari picked this as his number 1 game, was Dragon Ball from PS2. I mean, it's just a huge franchise. Last week, was it Hector, I think, picked Dragon Ball for
Benjamin's, wasn't it?
for a Benjamin. Yeah, I mean, it's just so popular, so popular. I'm going to tell you, I had Dragon Ball on my Benjamins today. I don't know which one because there's a million. I don't think it was the Dragon Soul. It was probably another one. But I was listening to a few. But it's on my Benjamins today. Might end up using it if it's a different one later. But this is a great pick. And
well, I would say, even though like I've got the shirt on and I'm supposed to be the anime guy, I don't know this song because this is Kai, which is kind of like a remastered edition of Dragon Ball Z, and I didn't watch it. So like now I've got to go back. I'm gonna pick up stuff today to go back and listen to. And I love the original Dragon Ball Z, but now I've got to get into this and see what's going on. They've had a number of series since then. So
I do want to touch base a little bit on the chat. So Bryce is out here talking, but Shredder mentioned his top 4. Dot Hack Sign, Cowboy Bebop, Frieren, OP1, and then Chainsaw Man. I watched Chainsaw Man's opening last night. I see, we go to these conventions. I see people always dressed in like cosplay for Chainsaw Man. But I wanted to touch base. That Dot Hack, one of the things on my criteria today is, and Andy, you mentioned it. This is kind of like the RPG of cartoons. Some of these, I didn't necessarily watch the cartoon, but I played the video game, and Dot Hack, the whole series is amazing. So I love that whole genre of games. And I played that PS1, PS2. So I have some that I was kind of like looking like, did I play the game instead of and then let me go and kind of go back. But I love learning all these things. I can't wait to see our list today. Andy.
Yes.
Andy.
As much as we like.
Tell me something I know today.
Yeah. So as much as we jokingly say like, man, we don't really know a lot about anime. This was a really fun list to put together, to be honest.
It was.
Because I love a list where, I'll say this, it's a lot easier, I think, to put together a list when I really don't have many preconceived notions of what I'm where I'm learning something. It's really difficult when I'm deeply passionate about something and I'm like struggling to put my list together. Like
your top 4 drummers of all time. Who
do I cut out? Whatever. This was not that way, but it was cool to kind of discover some things. And like you said, Kirk, I've been watching YouTube videos of other people's opinions of what are the 100 best anime intros. Man, there are some really cool ones. But what I kept coming back to was, but I didn't watch it. You know what I mean? Like I didn't watch it. Like it is really cool, and I think it's great, but I didn't watch it. So these are 4 animes that I actually watched, right? And ones that meant something to me, and for kind of various reasons. But on top of that, they're kind of like in a way they're like earworms for sure. These songs that are here, I think these are probably 4 of the most iconic ones that you would say if you're looking at most people's lists is on there. Again, I'm not a huge expert, obviously, in this field, but I do know some of it. I did stick with all TV shows. There's great anime movies, but again, very limited in what I've watched with that. So I went with these shows, and kind of like you said, Tweak, a show that makes it to where I want to watch the intro, even if I've watched it 100 times and I'm not skipping it. That means a lot to me. Yeah, they're all they're all Japanese, but I watched the English version, of course. But like when I watch The Office, like I get offended whenever the option for skip intro comes up. I'm like, just don't even. What are those 30 seconds really that important that I'm going to pass up this masterpiece? No. So with that said, I'm going to get started off here. This is not one that I watched it for sure, but it's 4 because it was the least watched of my 4. I will say though, one of the most catchy theme songs of all of them. This was a show that, when I say the name of it, there's a reason why I didn't really watch it that much, and you'll kind of understand that. But it is such a catchy song. In fact, the song reminds me every time I hear it, and this is, Kirk, you may appreciate this. The song reminds me that it would be performed by a group like Bananarama in the 80s or something. Poppy and fun about this intro, super catchy. And I'm going with the girls anime. I'm going with Sailor Moon.
Yes.
I absolutely love this one. It's an iconic anime, especially here in America. And again, you guys can educate me more than I'm going to say about the show. Okay. You can educate and throw in the tidbits all you want. All I will say is this song, she is the one that Sailor Moon. Like, what a cool song. It's really, really fun song. But also, I was a prepubescent boy watching this show. So I mean, who didn't enjoy watching?
That is hilarious, Andy. Because I was definitely going to use the word prepubescent.
I'm going to go Sailor Moon for my Rosie tonight.
Hey, did you hear what I said?
No.
I had it written down to use the word prepubescent tonight.
Did you really?
Hey, so let me share. This is an awesome one. I had this. I had this one on my honorable mentions, dude, for real. And I'll tell you why. When I don't remember what age I was, but probably I'd say about 6th grade. Getting ready for the bus in the morning or getting ready for school in the morning, I watched Sailor Moon, and it either came before or after. I can't remember. GoBots. And I remember watching both of those back to back, getting ready, eating my breakfast, getting ready to go to school. Sailor Moon has a little, I don't know, 6 month to 10 month window of my life where that year I watched it like all the time because it fell after the GoBots. And I watched GoBots pretty religiously then. So I do want to touch base real quick before you guys jump in. We had a couple new people jump in, and I want to say hi. And I was like, Andy, look, somebody's here. Let me scroll back right here. Sourball says, how about Cromartie High School? And before we could even talk about it, Tweak has messaged Cromartie High School. I haven't heard that anime in years. But Shredder's jumping in about Sailor Moon is a great pick. Honestly, I watched a little bit during the pandemic. And Bryce says Metabots. So, I really enjoy this pick. It is the first thing off of my list potentially tonight because I won't have it for the honorable mentions. But it wasn't in my top 8. So if you guys know me, the last few weeks I've been trying to nail my exact 8. So my picks, and this was probably about 9 or 10 for me. So good pick, man. You guys like Sailor Moon? It's older.
I've definitely heard the song a couple times. I don't think I've actually watched an episode of the show. But I did actually draw one year for one of my friends from church as a birthday present. I did a drawing of Tuxedo Mask.
Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, we had. I think what I remember Sailor Moon. First of all, that's great that I got to mention because it's so important for anime. Like it's lasted. They had a reboot of the whole series, and even young people today are still cosplaying Sailor Moon, even though it's from generation ago, right? But for me, like when I think Sailor Moon, the first thing I think of is I had a good friend in high school, and I didn't know what anime was at the time. And we had a conversation. She was like, "I'm watching this weird show." And I was like, "Oh, what's it called?" And she said, "It's called Sailor Moon." And I was like, "No, that sounds really weird. I don't think I'm going to take a gander at that show." But of course, years later, I'm the one still watching anime. So.
There you go.
There's a girl in my class who is named Sailor after Sailor Moon.
No way. Come on.
Her name's Sailor. And
that's so cool.
And I asked her, I said, "Does your mom like Sailor Moon?" And she's like, "Oh, yeah, that's what I was named after. I didn't know anybody knew that." And I was like, "Oh, cool." So, Low Prime and JM Collectibles, New York City, welcome in, man. Thanks for being here. Welcome to the Summit Squad, JM.
Javier. Is that Javier?
Oh, yeah, that is Javier, isn't it?
JM
He's got a new channel or a new thing. Let me.
New York City. Yeah, it is Javier. I knew it.
Javier, I'm going to send you. By the way, Javier is a ministry guy in the nerd world, man. You guys all should connect. Yeah. Javier, I'm sending you a moderator, of course, because we love you, man, and thanks for being here. So Sailor Moon, that is awesome.
I just put it on the Spotify, and I muted myself for a minute so I can just listen to the song. It's a really catchy. It's a great reference.
I love the Banana Rapids. Now, I guess I'll jump in. Of course, thanks, man. Well, we missed you first off. Javier has been on the show once. I think it was for cop movies or something like crime movies, and then we were going to have him on again, and then he got sick, I believe. But we'd love to have you back on again, dude. Just let me know, man. We'd love to have you on always. So my turn. Let's talk about my criteria, right? Andy, mob movies. Criteria, you were right. I went through the list, heard a bunch. There were several new ones that, man, just the cinematography, the combination, I guess. I'm trying to use big words. Just use small words, Kurt. Just use small words. But the combination of the animation and the sounds together and all the cool things, I was really intrigued watching some of them. And then I just fell back every time I'd go back, and I'm like, yeah, but what about this one? I will say this. I remember as a kid in the 80s, watching anime and not even knowing I was watching anime. So that's a number one. Two, some of those anime shows that came on like Nickelodeon and PBS and all that stuff back in the day, Saturday morning cartoons and USA and all the other spaces. I remember like hearing about it and not really knowing like origin stories and where it was from and all that stuff. And then that was what I love going back when we did the show with Dallas, was like, oh yeah, I remember this show. So I went and watched my show with Dallas, right? And I saw the top 4 I picked there. And obviously those are in contention for tonight. But I tried to add some more and spent some time in, because listen, if it's nostalgic, I want to listen to it anyways. And so tonight, the first one I'm going to go, USA Cartoon Network. It didn't have as many like anime, but like, I mean, that was my childhood for sure. But my Rosie, my first one for sure, is going to be my oldest on the list today. What's funny is I remember kind of being introduced to this in a weird way, because it wasn't on a cartoon channel, right? First time we saw this was on MTV. And I am going with Mach Go Go Go, 1967 Speed Racer. And listen, here comes Speed Racer. He's the demon on wheels. I mean, listen, I hadn't even had to watch it, and I knew it was like going. And I haven't. Well, I probably watched it for the movie that kind of bombed, but I hadn't watched before that years. And then I kind of watched a little bit to prepare for Dallas. It was on my show for Dallas. Matter of fact, I think Andy, me and you crushed on that one. But yeah, what I also learned is like many of these, because the show goes so long, like One Piece, it's got like a billion things. They've got like 30, 40, 50, 100 different openings, right? For this one, this was the main one, mainly through the whole thing. They kind of varied a little bit here and there, but it's definitely the main one. And I remember watching it on MTV, and like it was kind of a later night thing, and just being intrigued, like what kind of animation is this? This is different. And I watched the intro yesterday, and I was like, gosh, this brings me right back. And so I'm gonna go 1967, Mach Go Go Go. I'm going Speed Racer for my first opening, man.
Great. That is a good pick. I love it. Like the Speed Racer is, I mean, for me, I watched that. My first anime was either Speed Racer or Voltron when I was a real little kid. I was living in Germany. My dad was in the military, and I think we only had one channel. I think we only had like Armed Forces Network or something. So I didn't realize what it was at the time, but I realized I wanted his vehicle really bad because some of my friends had it, and it was like that's so cool.
Yeah,
yeah. No, that is a fantastic pick. I love it.
I love this. So, Andy, I know you like this one. Quinton, do you know Speed Racer?
I heard of it. It was before my time.
Yeah, and definitely before your time.
Before all of our time, to be honest. I mean,
1967 is when it came out. I think 6-7. There's another reference. But hey, so 1967 is when it came out. But I remember it was like 1987 or maybe 90 when it started. I don't remember when MTV started playing it, but it was kind of that late 80s, early 90s. I remember kind of pre-pubescent, Andy, kind of going into high school because my freshman year was 92. I feel like it was school. I might be wrong on that, but watching this for the first time. Yeah, Shred. Voltron. Wait, Voltron was anime. Voltron was awesome. Yeah. Battle of the Planets. We got a lot of conversation going on about Voltron in there. Andy, Speed Racer?
Oh, yeah. Go Speed Racer, go.
Go Speed Racer. Go Speed Racer. Yeah, go Speed Racer, go. So, hey, look, we don't need to do any more criteria. Now we could just jump in. Now, the second one is called TJ Jazzy Jeff. Fun name for Thomas Jefferson. And Tweak, you're up first. Carry up. Let's go a little higher on the mountain. What's number 3? Maybe you. You're muted, I think. Yep.
I knew I was going to do that. All right. So my number 3. This one is iconic. If you were in the if you were kind of in the Toonami generation, but you weren't just watching Toonami, you were digging deeper, you were buying some DVDs and things of that note, then you watch this series that this is for. So this, and what's, one of the things I mentioned my criteria is that sometimes the opening really feels like it doesn't have anything to do with the series, but it does. And this is one of those. And so the series is Serial Experiments Lane. And the opening is Duvet, Duvet, by a band called Boa. And this is kind of the weirdest combination of song and anime maybe there is, because the series is about it's a techno horror series that's about a young girl who's being told she doesn't need her body anymore. She can exist on the internet and be a god of the internet. And it's got all these really kind of interesting concepts and ideas. It is a classic of sci-fi anime. It's got some a lot of horror vibes, but also got some cyberpunk vibes in it too. But the song is like folk rock, and it's in English, and it is by a British woman named Jasmine Rogers, who wrote the song about a relationship, and so she's the lead singer of this band called Boa. So there is no Japanese version; it's just the English version. And in the intro, there's not like there is some kind of techno stuff, but it's really mostly just Lane, who's like a 14-year-old girl just walking along, and then the wind blows and she loses her hat, and then everything freezes, and then she just kind of walks along with everything frozen in the background. And so the lyrics are you don't seem to understand, like it's a relationship song. So it's this really loopy thing, but it works really well with the series. It's unsettling a little bit, and it is a great song. It reminds me of, if you remember in the 90s, there was a song called Insensitive by the artist Jan Arden. And it was this kind of folk rock song, and it sounds kind of similar to that. Oh, and one more thing I should mention before you guys talk. But I did a whole thing about 5 or 6 years ago where I went through this whole series and rewatched it and reblogged it. And I got to interview Jasmine Rogers and ask her questions about the song.
Wow.
And she was just so gracious. Like she ended up becoming a zoologist, actually, of all things. It's really interesting. But she was just so gracious with her time, so nice. And it was really mind bending for them that this song blew up too, because they're like, we're writing a song for an anime. It's just so out of left field for them, and it was for all of us as well.
Yeah, I really enjoy this song. This was one that showed up on a list of songs, like the best ones out there, and I was looking at that in my research.
It sounds like something like Lisa Loeb or something.
No, it makes me think of Sixpence None the Richer. Like,
that's a good one too. Yeah,
it makes me think of like Beneath the Bearded Barley.
Yeah,
like it's just
that belongs right in that song in the lyrics. Yeah.
Yeah. So
hey, I do want to say hello to Koi Fish. I saw him in the chat. Haven't seen him in a few weeks, and that's okay, man, because we love you whenever you can show up. That's not calling you out, man. I just miss you, man. So with that being said, we got to drop Koi Fish's member of the week tonight for sure. But there he is. But nothing will ever beat Akira for me, says Koi Fish. Koi Fish Gaming's a great video game channel, guys, if you want to check that out. Yeah, that's a cool little bop there, man. It sounds like I felt like I went right into the 90s, like little folk guitar. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you know this one, Quinton?
I do not. A lot of my knowledge of anime comes from like the 2010s on.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's okay, because a lot of my knowledge comes from the 80s, the 1980s.
20 years before.
The 20 years before that. So,
yeah, Quinton making us look like dinosaurs, I'm sure. So
yeah, and that's okay.
All right. Listen, that's good. We got to bring the youth. Bring the youth.
I don't know if I have one in the 2000s, Quinton. So that's going to be, I don't know. I might, maybe. Yeah. Loved it so much on YTV, Koi Fish says. Andy. Quinton, you're up.
Yeah. If you were to ask me about other genres of movies, especially when it comes to suspense or books as a kid, I'm a sucker for a good murder mystery.
Yeah.
So my number 3 is the opening to my favorite anime murder mystery show of all time. And it's Riri from the anime Erased.
Wow. I looked this up today. I'll tell you why. Go ahead. Tell us all about it.
Yeah. Kind of personal reason. This was the last anime that we covered during my time of running the Anime Devotions campus ministry at Greenville University. It was my go-to workout and walk song for a while. And I just really like how it's a mix of upbeat, but also, especially if you know the English lyrics, how well the song embodies like the ways in which it talks about regret, mixed with how, for the concept of the opening, how they displayed the main character Satoru's rewind power. So I just all around, it's an anime opening. It didn't make my top 2, but I couldn't make a Rushmore without including it at number 3.
This is an awesome, awesome pick. I have never heard of Erased until we did the show with Dallas. And Andy, I'm going to remind you, in case you didn't watch, this Erased was Celeste's George. It was her number 1 anime of all time. And Andy, if this is when she said, "Oh, and it's only 8 episodes," and you were like, "Yes, this is the kind of anime I want to watch," because we were talking about there being so
One
many.
One Piece is like 12,000. You know what I mean? So that's the problem.
Yeah, and you were excited because you're like, "Oh, I could watch that 8 episodes." But she was explaining that. Oh, he's done. I was showing this. You're showing. My son's doing a Haunter Gengar Ghastly color. He wanted to show it off to you guys. But yeah, Erased, Andy. A lot of people in the chat love it. So
what's the name of this artist that does this one? What was it again? Did you have an artist for it?
I didn't.
Okay, that's fine. There's a bunch of different versions, so it's
Kung Fu Generation, I think.
okay. I see that on Spotify, so I was just
That's
making
it.
sure that
That's them.
perfect. I got it. Spotify is rolling along, people. This is gonna be awesome.
Have we missed one yet? Have we missed one?
Now I've got all of them actually. Now I actually found the one from your Rosie earlier, so I found that one.
Okay, cool,
Nice.
cool. Yeah. All right. Well, I saw you write in the comments over there. Tweet. You like Erased?
It's an intense series. That opening is, I guess, it's the new generation of iconic openings. Like that one is going to be. Someone's going to be doing a Rushmore podcast 20 years from now with anime openings. They'll be like, back when I was a kid, Erased. They're like, oh yeah, that's a classic one. Yeah, terrific show. Really intense, scary, frightening. Lots
I
of great
watched it
things.
today. Like there was like black water coming around, like following it or whatever, and it was really intense. I think I would watch this anime for sure, especially since Celeste kind of shared what it's all about and what the premise of it. I was like, man, that sounds cool.
It's a beautiful series. Even while you're watching it, you're not thinking about how beautiful it is because it really does put you on edge, like every episode. But thematically, it's a really beautiful show.
Javi's shouting out, I could never watch One Piece. Yeah, I would be dead before way too long. Obviously, I mean, that's one of those things that, probably 40 years ago when all it began, what was it, like 36 years ago? When it all began, you probably were sitting there going, hey, let's watch this one. And then, 40 years later, you're like, is this thing ever over? That's the only way you're watching the whole thing. The new One Piece quick watch adaptation is coming. Hey, I saw that there was like a channel. This was like often somebody sent me a thing where you can you can watch One Piece it's like sums up everything for you, and you can get through most of the whatever. Somebody did I don't know what it's called, but you guys probably know what I'm talking about. And somebody's like, you got to watch that. And I was like, yeah, I would love to. And then I went to go watch it, and it's behind like a paywall. And I the I'm not paying for it.
Yeah, they've got those quick those Quinton, do you know what they're called? Where they're the explained kind of versions where they kind of truncate everything for you. I forget what they're called, but there's actually a thing called The One Piece that's premiering next year where they take the arcs and they cut out all the extraneous material and they're redoing the series. So instead of 30 episodes in an arc, it's going to be like 14. So people who want to jump on One Piece can jump on at that point and not feel like they've got to watch.
I jumped in One Piece because of the Netflix. My son wanted to watch it, and it was awesome because they just dropped season 2, which I think we watched the first episode of that. We didn't watch the full thing of that one yet, but the first year I was like, cool, and then I went and started to watch the show because that was my introduction. Like, what was it, like 3 years ago, whatever it was, and I was like, 1,000 episodes? Oh heck no! I watched like 3 of them and was like, nah, I'm good. I'll go back to I'll wait till a year from now for the other 8 episodes of the live version. Mm-hmm. But I did like it though. I did love it actually. And I love the cards too. We collect the cards. So, all right. Well, Erased. Good pick. Andy, you gonna tell me something I know?
Yeah. So
I knew Erased, so I did know that one.
Well, there you go. Perfect. So this one you definitely know. Won't be surprised. So I again sticking with my idea of like, hey, these are ones that I actually watched for sure. This one has so much nostalgia for me because this is actually the probably the only anime that I watched with my dad. Believe it or not, this is one of those ones, and I'm not even sure if he realized that it was anime or knew what that was. Because this was definitely during his time, and I got to throw it out there. We're going with Speed Racer. Yeah, Speed Racer has to be mentioned again tonight. Great song, by the way. I just love how it starts too. I loved the show because, like, there was something about how fast they talked. and how like ha 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 ha, like the laughing in that one, it was great. But I loved this one. It was really cool because a lot of animes that I knew growing up were, and I know this is wrong, like this is not correct, but every anime that I knew of growing up was like fighting and all that stuff. I know that it's very much more broad than that, but that was like the mainstream ones. It was always kind of the same kind of idea, right? Some type of fighting or battle or something going on. This one was, yes, I mean there was good versus evil, but it was like NASCAR, kind of at the same time. It was pretty cool how that kind of happened. And then my dad, like I shared before, like he watched this. This is in his realm, right? Of the 60s. My dad was born in 61, so this is his childhood. But we would watch this because I think obviously it was on a repeat on Cartoon Network or something like that. They would play this one, and I just remember really liking the whole 60s vibe of everything. Right, I loved the animation. It was something different than what I had seen. I jokingly, so I loved the fast talking. I loved that, like, you could clearly tell, like, it was dubbed, it was from Japan. Another thing, this doesn't have to do with anime, but it kind of ties into this. My family was we would sit at the dinner table and we would eat dinner together, but we would watch TV. And TV would be playing while we were watching TV. And one of our favorite things to watch was the Japanese version of Iron Chef, but with the American dub in it. And it was just fun to watch. And we would be totally Mystery Science Theater 3000 with it, and like throwing in our own little commentary and stuff. But it was hilarious to watch. So like that kind of vibe of things. And I know I'm kind of going all over the place here. I am talking about Speed Racer here. But that whole idea of things, like, we would love to watch it. We would laugh at it, probably in times where I don't even know if it was meant to be funny, but it was just how it translated to English for us was funny. Really cool show, really cool intro, really cool theme song. I think one of the more iconic theme songs of cartoons, for sure, when you look at the grand scheme of cartoons. But yeah, the Mach 5, go Speed Racer, go. And last thing I will add, this was really cool thing. We talked about it last week in underrated intros. I think Hector again brought up Dexter's Laboratory. There's a great Dexter's Lab episode where they actually make it like a Speed Racer episode, and DD is not Racer X, but it's Racer D in that one, which is really cool. So if you haven't seen it, Tubi has it for free. You can watch Dexter's Lab now. But yeah, anyway, I went all over the place. I talked about Dexter's Laboratory, talked about Iron Chef, but Speed Racer is my pick here for my TJ Jazzy Jeff.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, we already talked a little bit about it, but I kind of figured you were going to go there because you were like, yeah, I really like it. And it was on your list. We crushed on Dallas's show. One thing that you reminded me of, just an extra tidbit just to throw out there. If any of you guys have ever played the Nintendo game Spy Hunter, the intro there, when the cars are kind of doing that number, it always reminds me of that. And then like you're hitting them off with the oil slick and all those things. But yeah, man, I kind of figured you'd have this today. I don't know. I probably will nail out the next two for you as well. But
I think you know them.
I don't know that I'm going that route. But yeah, good picks. So you guys already jumped on that one. Do you got anything you want to add? Because if not, I'll jump. Yeah, we are talking. Leo Resendez, hello. We are talking anime openings, right? And half of this crew knows what they're talking about, and the other half doesn't. Let's see.
We'll let you guess which half knows what they're talking about.
Let's see. You can. The line is like right here. I think it goes up and down right on my side at least. But anyways, yeah, we're talking about that. Thanks for joining and being a part of the Summit Squad, Leo. Thanks for being on the left side. Yeah. But if you guys don't have anything to add, I'll jump in and listen. I knew I was going to do this. I almost put this one in my anime. Yeah, thanks. I own Cowboy Bebop soundtrack, one of them. So good. Yeah. I almost put this in the anime. I didn't want Dallas to get upset with me because the ones that I love aren't necessarily true anime, right? Like true anime, meaning they're not 100% from Japan. But this one here is an adjacent. It does come from Japan, but it also has French ties. This is I kind of threw it out there earlier. This is Nickelodeon for me, man. It was early on Nickelodeon, and and Andy, if you can't find one, it's probably this one. If I'm just going to throw this out there because this is from 1982, but this is a banger. When I think of Nickelodeon early on, this song immediately pops in my head. But it's a French-Japanese co-production. So, I don't know. We're going to throw it out there. But I'm going with The Mysterious Cities of Gold, which is 1982. Young kid, his name's Esteban. They're going across the Americas searching for all these treasure in the age of exploration. But the song is just amazing. And then they actually after it being on Nickelodeon, it went to PBS, which is why I brought up PBS. And then after PBS, VHS used to run it, or VH1, I'm sorry, used to run it as reruns. So this is just a really cool cartoon from my childhood. I almost had it in cartoon intros. I almost had it in anime with Dallas. I almost used it for underrated last week. And I remember I was like, yep, there's one of them I'm going to save for next week because it is more anime, and I don't want to use up all my anime picks tonight. So I'm going with Mysterious Cities of Gold. Tell me you found it, Andy. Tell me you found it.
I found it on Spotify. I don't know what this is. So
I figured you wouldn't because you didn't know half my picks last week. And I bet Quinton doesn't know this one.
I don't think your picks last week exist. I think they are AI created.
Jason
Verdict is still out. Whatever your Mohawk rocking dinosaur was.
Denver the Last Dinosaur, dude. Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
Tweak, do you know this? Quinton, do you know this?
When you say City of Gold, the only thing that goes into my mind is the song Tough to Be a God from Road of El Dorado. So I'm assuming
Road of El Dorado. Same thing. That's a great one. We should tie that into it.
Leo says this doesn't sound like an anime song. It's there. It's there, brother.
Look, but you know what? This is anime. This is anime. While you're talking about it, I looked it up because I don't know this series, so I would have never heard the song.
Wow!
Oh my goodness! But this is created by Studio Pierrot, which is one of the foundational anime studios. They did Naruto, Yu Hakusho, Tokyo Ghoul. They also did one of mine, so I won't release that one yet. But
there you go.
But yeah, this is serious, deep stuff. You sound like the most like the deepest otaku here right now, Kyle, by bringing up a 1982 series that none of us know.
Dude, I just remember watching this as a kid. Again, I remember when I told you early on, I was watching some stuff and didn't even have any idea I was watching an anime. But I remember it being so impactful. That song was awesome. I watched this a lot. And I've actually watched a couple episodes of this when I was preparing for Dallas. And I was like, nah, I'm not going to put on Dallas to show. Well, Dallas really did top 4. I don't remember if we did honorable mentions. And so I didn't even use this one. But yeah, I really enjoyed this as a little kid. So I was born in 78. So 82, 83, I would have been like 5 when this came out. And then on the rerun side, I'd have been like 8 or 9. I really love this. Kirk is an otaku, and we never even knew. Yeah, right. But yeah, this is from back in the day, man. Back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you're educating me for sure.
Leo, you were 15 in 82, so you're a little older than me, for sure.
Negative 15. Negative 15.
Oh, negative 15. Oh. Perfect. That makes more sense. That makes more sense.
Negative
that
7.
100% makes more. That definitely.
I will say, if it was 1982 Nickelodeon, I don't want anything to do with it.
So we've talked Nickelodeon, and Andy hates everything pre-1989.
Anything pre-Orange years, just don't give it to me.
Yeah, like for me, like the only thing I'll accept before the original Nicktoons, before Doug, Rugrats, and Ren and Stimpy is you can't do that on television. Right?
Pinwheel. Pinwheel.
Pinwheel is a fever dream, and I feel like I'm watching it. I don't know.
So it's Sesame Street or Pinwheel, right? I was a Pinwheel guy all day. Javi, the older statesman. Tell them what's going on, please.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Well, Mysterious Cities of Gold. This is the one controversial I would have. Actually, I have a few in my Benjamins that might kind of, but I'm glad you said it's on there. I'm good. I love it.
We'll take it. And the French are the most crazy about anime out of anyone else in the world besides the Japanese. So
Really?
it's as anime could be without being 100% exactly whatever.
Sure, I love it. And listen, if Tweak says it, then it's true. There you go. You even got me on that one. Oh, I got you on that. Well, I didn't mean on the Cities of Gold. I meant on the early years of Nickelodeon. Did you not like Nickelodeon, Javier? Did you not like the 80s of Nick? Because the orange years were great, but come on. That's what we grew up.
I was
Andy,
a
we
2000
have gone
kid.
with our first half of the match. And now it's time to do, let's honor a few people, right? Honor a few people, our member of the week, our culture box of the week, our coffee of the week, and obviously a couple other things. But before we do, I want to address this. So we have two really cool ministries that are here today with us. So if you count ours, that's three. But I watched more Nick after that because of my kids. I want to address this first. And actually, Javier, I think you're in this. I'm almost positive you're in this. I'll look here in a second. But Tweak, you're in this. Quinton, you're in this. I saw, Retro Rewind. All the Culture Box guys are in this. But basically, this is the directory of Christian creators. Let's there we go. Basically, it's addressed to a bunch of really amazing Christian creators. All these guys are nerds or geeks, however they want to label themselves, but they talk about content. Three of them in this for free on our website. And Andy, I believe that's what you're pulling up right now. Are you doing that?
I got the website up right now.
So
you're kind of tripping out, man.
Am I tripping out?
I'm freaking out, man. All right, no, go ahead.
So show the, you want to show the website?
Working it right now.
Right now. So he's going to bring on the website, and some other things that you can find there is our devotionals. And Andy, I just went and updated every single picture in the devotional. I'm ready to drop them on YouTube. On Instagram now. So right there, you can put your prayer request. By the way, you can drop a prayer request in our community at any time. If you have one, please share them. I have prayer requests for sure. You guys can definitely pray for our family. I've been having some real anxiety over just a couple different groups that we're in. My son's baseball team, my daughter's softball team, all that stuff. But yeah, it's summertime, and I'm able to kind of chill a little bit. But there you go. There's some people that look. You're in the A's, so right there you go. There you go. One of the longest running Christian anime ministries of all time. Yeah, anyways. So if you guys want any of that, you can go download it on the webpage. I will say this. Show the new pictures. There they are. Oh, dude, I updated every single picture for it. Look at that. Boom. You can go on our website and see this is a video game devotional. I drop a new 7 days every Thursday, and I'll drop those next 7 tonight. So, or tomorrow morning, and for this week. And so you can follow it along with your kids. As you can see, slow down on that one. I think it's Persona. Go up a little bit more, Andy. So you can see I start out with, like we always do, there's the title, and that's the verse that we use. It's just talking about guarding your mind. And if you keep scrolling, little quote that you can kind of get from there. But the main scripture we're using in this one is Proverbs. Then I talk about the geekery. That is always about the game. The gospel is always about the Bible and how it mixes. And then I give you the level up challenge, the warp zone round, and your prayer. You can follow this along with your kids. So this will be week 22, dropping tonight or tomorrow morning. Yeah, and there's that. Andy, why don't you scroll on over to The Bible is Metal? Tell them about that, and then we'll this is Andy's devotional. And Andy, why The Bible's Metal? What does that mean?
Yeah, so I'm a big metalhead. So I think the Bible's pretty metal. There's a lot of really metal stories and passages in that, and I wanted to talk about them. So I have a devotional I'm working on, about halfway done. I only have one day posted on here as kind of a little teaser, but I will be printing these hopefully pretty soon. I kind of paused on it because of the move and everything, but I should be picking that back up pretty soon. But I've got day one here where we're talking about Elijah versus Baal's prophets, one of the most metal stories that you read in the Bible. But we start with the metal, which is the scripture. We give the opening riff, which is my kind of just gut reaction. The breakdown is the devotional side, and then we end it with some heavy questions. So that'll be a 31-day devotional that is happening, and it'll be in print, hopefully, soon enough.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, I won't print mine until at least till Christmas. So we started right before Christmas, and all of them will be out. And then I have it in a form already, a document. I just keep adding over. I'm in the 300s now. So as far as them all written, so before the end of the year, I will have them all done. So. But hopefully mine will be in some kind of print form to hand out at these conventions. And, if you guys want to purchase and help support, that would be cool too. So our inspiration are guys like these, though, right? Nerd of God cast, Finding God in Video Games, and Hector Mire, who was on last week. Here's his first and one of his last ones. And then this, Tony said he knew her. I haven't met Ellen yet, but this is Geek and Ye Shall Find. And so there's some of those. Andy, let's talk about our member of the week. Let's talk about our member of the week, Koi Fish. We haven't done Koi Fish in a second, and let's do Koi Fish. Great member. Let's do, since Francisco was here, let's do Retro Rewind podcast. Let's do our favorite coffee, and we'll get back to the show.
Yep, let's do it. Check out Koi Fish, the member of the week.
Koi Fish Gaming is where retro lives and breathes. Jeff brings you authentic gameplay on original hardware, Atari, NES, Super Nintendo, PS1, and more, all captured in the warm glow of a CRT. From long plays and live streams to game collecting and honest chats about the gaming life, this channel is a nostalgia-packed hangout for old school gamers who just get it. Check him out on YouTube and Instagram today. Every other week, join the Retro Rewind Pod as they travel back 15 or more years along the entertainment space-time continuum in their mission to review movies and games, establishing what is still worth your time today. Expect fun banter and trivial insights from Francisco, Paul, and rotating guest hosts who are all out of time. Let's face it, at-home coffee can be pretty stale. Coffee at home doesn't have to be boring. The Village Coffee is here to deliver the flavor. The Village Coffee roasts coffee every week and sells online. Go to villagebeans.com to order your coffee today and use discount code Rushmore for free shipping.
Hey, so Koi Fish says great work on the promo. That's Andy that did that. Hey, and let me just share how you can get a promo. And actually, Andy, we have some that we need to finish for sure. If you join us as a member, you can. Once you become a member, one of the things that we'll do for you is start sharing. And Andy, I was thinking, because we do have like a couple members, we should probably share more than one a show. Maybe start one off, end one, and in the middle, because we have so many people, and they're members. So I want to make sure we honor them and get them out there. I see you guys chatting in the chat, by the way, about like connecting. That is what our favorite thing about the community and being a part of the Summit Squad. Please connect. Drop your channels in the chat. Javier, definitely drop your so we can go to your devotional, so everybody can go to it for sure. And again, if you want your own devotional, your own promo, you can do that on the YouTube side by joining as a member. And that literally just helps us get to the next convention. The next convention hopefully is Siege, which is Southeast Gaming Exchange. That's in like 2 months, a month and a half. Dropping the bomb, Koi Fish with 5 memberships. That's amazing. And I will look and see who those guys are, who those 5 members are. But I appreciate that, Koi Fish. You are you're definitely a joy to have, not just because you're hooking us up with memberships, but that helps us get to the next convention to share the gospel and share all these crazy awesome people in this directory and the things that we do, and have some people spin our wheel, which we'll do that in a little bit. So I'll tell you guys who Koi Fish's members are here in a second. So Andy, it's time to get going back in this. No worries, folks. Keep up the grind. Thank you, Jeff. We appreciate it so much. Javi just dropped the chat. Guys, I don't know if you can copy or paste that, but by all means, go to that. That's his devotional, and go support that. I need to print that out so that I can show that off. That would be awesome. So if you haven't already, hit the like button. Let's get back into this. Tweak, you're up, man. Number 2 on the mountain. We call him Link. And let's finish this side of the mountain so we get to honorable mentions. So what's number 2? Your second favorite opening of all time.
This is the one I kind of teased just now when I was talking about Studio Pierrot. It is from one of the big 3 shonen, which are Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach. And if you look up like the greatest openings of all time, this one doesn't seem to make it. I guess the second one is always on there. But for me, the first opening, Asterisk, is my number 2. And I just love this song so much. It's like, to me, it's like, it's a rap rock song. So it's kind of like if Linkin Park was very like bright and energetic, and it's got that feel to it. I love it so much. And it has a high energy beginning to this really cool show. When I watched the first season, I was like, I think this is my favorite show of all time. It's not anymore. The quality is not quite as good in later seasons. It's still a really good series, but the opening song is really, really awesome. It's got all the characters are they're kind of like doing graffiti on the walls. They're just dancing around, kind of flying in. They're behind chain link fences and stuff. It's got a really cool vibe to it. There's like this kind of USA red, white, and blue coloring to it, and these kind of yin and yang designs going on as well. Very iconic. One of I think the best opening for one of the most popular series of all time. Asterisk is my number 2, my link on our Rushmore today.
So I looked this up just this morning. I was like, you mentioned the big shonen or all that. I was trying to like, what are the greatest anime of all time? And then it pulled up this list of maybe about 25, and I went through each one, and I was like, all right, boom, boom, boom. And I don't remember, like, I got about 4 or 5 in, and I was like, well, I need to look up Bleach. I don't see it yet, because I remember this in the 90s. A bunch of kids I went to school with absolutely loved this show. And then, so I went and I actually watched this today. Yeah, cool. But I never watched it. So that was one of those. So Bleach is one of those that just missed me. I remember seeing the characters. I remember seeing the iconic like font of that, and like people wearing the merch and things like that. But yeah, Bleach is really cool, and I'm glad you brought it up today.
It's one of those series that like I got to watch it, I think on Adult Swim when it dropped. So it's one of those things that a lot of people would have connected to in America. And
agrees.
There you go. Yeah. It is such a cool series. They are they didn't quite finish it, and then they brought it back recently over the last few years. They've done a new production to finish out the rest of the series, and the very last season of it, I think, drops maybe in the fall or summer. So it's finally going to end the anime. The manga's been long done, so it's a fun, terrific series to watch.
Yeah. I know of this one. This is another one that I don't really know, obviously, because I'm just not well versed in the area. I do know that Bleach is the 1989 album from Nirvana. So,
no, I'm a huge Nirvana fan, so I'll take that reference.
You know what I mean? That was about all I had to pull from that one. So, and also Bleach, don't get it on your clothes unless you want them discolored. So there's a lot about Bleach I do know, but not this one. Or not this show, but I was listening to it just now. I did add it to the playlist. Great song. I do like it.
Nice. Quinton, you know this one, right, Quinton? You must know.
Yeah, it's one of the shows where I really enjoyed it. I think I only watched 3 episodes and then I got distracted doing other things. I think it was one of the probably first animes I watched after, like, once I kind of like became like obsessed with anime. Was I watched that and I started like maybe Soul Eater in like high school. But it was like one of the shows that I was watching on Netflix and just kind of fell off for some reason. But yeah, I enjoyed what I saw of what I've seen of Bleach.
Yeah. Hey, Bud, what's up, man? Thanks for joining in. We always love seeing you pop in and out. I saw you mention it earlier, Bud, but I think we were doing I think we were doing a video or something. But thanks for being here as always. But yeah, Bleach, such a good show as far as anime goes. It's one of those kind of staples that people will kind of talk about. Yeah, the Devoted Otaku, you ordered it, awesome. That is great. So yeah, I got to get me a copy. So all right, well, Quinton, bring us into the 2000s. Random Mr. Carrot. I said hello before the show. I hope you saw it. How you doing, Mr. Carrot?
Actually, I'm not sure that I remember when this anime came out.
Okay.
I want to say it's early 2010s. Oh, it would have been mid 2010s. But to kind of give a hint, I wonder if Charles is going to catch on with this hint. My number 2 is actually a song that me and Tweak have bonded over on Twitter. And my second pick is Flyers, the opening to Death Parade.
Nice. Tweak looks happy down in the green room.
I am big fan of the show. I've watched it 3 times now, and I both like the themes and topics it explores. It's another deep and heavy show, but also just the opening. It's impossible to not want to like dance to it whenever you hear it, which is so ironic given the focus and premise of the show.
I'm listening now. I was hoping that it was like done by My Chemical Romance. Death Parade.
Death Parade sounds.
Wrong parade.
Yeah,
It's like a disco song. It is. Oh man, it's so much fun.
I also love
Bryce
that.
says it's so good.
One of
Dude,
the
an all-timer says.
All I'm saying is that the song doesn't give me Death Parade. You know what I mean? Like that's not what I'm getting from it. I like the song. I just think that Death Parade's a little bit darker than what I'm getting. But nonetheless, great song, fun song.
Oh, it just kicked into a different gear.
Let me say this, and again, I'm painting with a broad brush here. Because there is variety in these songs and these openings. One of the like soothing, cool things about a lot of these anime intros is that they are like disco pop songs, but there's like people are getting their heads chopped off in the beginning. You're like, I don't even know what to feel right now. Like this is the most intense battle scene I've ever seen, and it's like like saxophone solos and stuff. You're like, what's that? I don't even know what's happening.
Kenny G.
Kenny G's playing and bombs are going off. You're like,
But seriously, Quinton, tell me what you think, Quinton. But I think this is the prime example of that because like the white-haired guy who's doing like this in the song, he's like got no emotion, and then like the bad guys are like dancing around and having fun, and they're gonna go like sentence people to like eternal death. Like it is like the exact opposite, which is part of why it's so fun. It is amazing opening.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I really love it.
I also just love the idea of like the I can't remember her name, but she's the shorter girl with like the high ponytail braid.
Mm-hmm.
And she's probably one of the most cold like judges in the entirety of the show.
Yeah, this guy with the white hair has zero emotion.
Yeah, but
he's
in the
definitely
opening, he's playing Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah, and you're right. The girl, like I think of her as being like this really, really cold, mean character, but she's dancing around and having fun. It is that guy. Yeah, these are all really. They're either like in pain or causing pain to others, and they're just having a ball.
This is crazy. Dude, I love it.
It's interesting and it's cool. I really love that.
Andy, Death Parade.
I'm writing it down as a band name. I'm taking it, so it's my band name now.
Yeah.
Good pick, I guess. I mean, I like the song. I do like the song, and I've found everything so far on Spotify. So it's still going strong. So that's good.
Right.
So I'll go into mine now. Kirk, I can even if I had to leave right now, you can just pretty much talk about my next two because I think it's just obvious.
At least one of them. I think maybe the other one. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think you don't overthink it.
You probably have both of mine too.
I'm almost Rushmoring with this in a sense because it's the same family of show here, but I'm going to a different song, different time. I'm sticking in the 90s. But what's up, Sean?
What's up, Sean? SHAUN. Shaun.
I have those 3D glasses somewhere in here, but
Shaun. What's up, buddy?
Anyway, so here's the deal. Let's not overthink it. Let's go with one of the coolest riffs of all time.
Yeah.
Let's go rock the
I'm nailing it.
Rock the Dragon.
Rock the Dragon.
Ball Z. Dragon, rock the Dragon Ball Z. Literally that's my childhood. This and my George. I remember after school turning Dragon Ball Z on. I remember like sitting through the entire Cell saga. Like, man, I'm gonna be like 50 by the time this one's over. Then you go to Boo and you got all these. I just absolutely love Dragon Ball Z. It was fantastic. It was kind of one of those things too. Like I knew what anime was, but again, not as like a big anime consumer. There was just something about this show that jumped out to me. I love the design of all the characters, but man, that intro when the dragons actually, they're kind of like surfing on the dragon and everything, and then the thing's spinning around, and what a cool like metal riff that's going on in this one. The cool vocals, and then it speeds up, like just a really cool song. I love Rock the Dragon. So I'm going Dragon Ball Z. We've talked about some Dragon Ball earlier. I'm going Dragon Ball Z, Rock the Dragon. And it's another one, too. I listened to the Japanese version of it. I don't like the intro as much. I know it Rock the Dragon's very like Americanized. Like this is for a certain audience, right? And they even have I think there was like a Canadian one that I looked at or I heard or something that was totally different. But he says that song would make my stereo's decibel level measure over 9. He's over 9,000. What a good reference right there. Yeah.
9,000.
So. Yeah, I love Rock the Dragon. It's what I think of when
All right, so I'm going to throw this out. This is the song that was on last week, I'm pretty sure, and it's the one that Omari referenced. And it is the one that was on my Benjamins, not because I really had a lot of tie-in to it, but more so because I thought it was really cool when I heard it. Dragon Ball Z is just, it's one of the kings of anime, in my opinion. But it's on an honorable mention. It was not in my top 8, though. Not in my top 8. So I'm still safe. I'm still safe with my top 8.
Wow. What do you guys think about Rock the Dragon?
Yeah, that was one of my Benjamins. So yeah, it's a good one. It's so like classic, takes you to a place in time. I agree. Dragon Ball Z in its entirety, the English dub is where it's at, right? This is what connects you to that place in time, the nostalgia of it. It's really a golden period for anime dubbing. So yeah, no, it's a wonderful opening, and I still, as soon as it plays, I'm like, oh, I'm taken back to that place in time. That's a great one.
Sean says I'm new to it, but the music from Demon Slayer rocks. I actually listened to that one today for the first time. It was pretty cool. So I do want to say something. You mentioned dubbed, and I always hear dubbed and subbed. I can tell you this: in my family's old age, my wife has now put subtitles on everything, every single.
I'm a
thing.
subtitle guy. I'm on my show.
I cannot stand subtitles. So this is one of the reasons
adamantly against it for years. But when I finally,
I don't like reading enough to want to do it while I'm watching.
I catch more in shows now that I know everything that's being said.
Right, and then I miss what I have to rewind and go watch what I wanted to watch because I'm reading.
It's such a natural thing now, man.
I don't like it.
It doesn't have subtitles. Like, what are we doing?
And especially because my wife keeps it on all the time. I watch more sports than everybody, and I really hate it. So then I have to go turn it off, and I'm like, who turned it back on? I turned it off. So with that being said, that's one of the reasons I think I never really got into a lot of anime. Like I can remember watching Pan's Labyrinth, right? What a cool movie that was. But I was so mad I had to read the whole thing. I was so mad about like the whole, I don't know, uncultured swine, I guess. I will rather listen to a bad dub and have the lips way off and not be reading it.
I think because of the poor quality of audio these days, it's kind of encouraged people to always have the subtitles on, right? Which I can't do with sports, by the way. It's just it makes me so angry. I cannot have it on with sports.
It's like in the way of half of it, and I'm like,
get off there. But for other stuff, I'm the same. I have the subtitles on all the time.
I will say there are times where I'm like, because my wife. So that's another thing. I like to have my volume at about 9,000, and my wife likes to put it at 6, but with the subtitles. And I'm like, you just want to read it, like that's all you, because I can't hear what they're saying. So if I watch it with her, I am reading. I'm sitting there reading it the whole time, and so that's how she gets me not to look at my phone. Because if I want to participate, I have to read it. But anyways.
I just want to say that we're in right now in 2026. We're in an era where there's really good subs for anime and really good dubs. So you got your pick.
I need a dub. Like I definitely need a dub.
Yeah,
listen. I will take a sub sandwich any day.
And Quinton, do you like Rock the Dragon?
Yeah,
because you did call another one.
Got like childhood memories of it, like vaguely. I've listened to it a lot. I definitely like prefer like Kai's dub more. But yeah, it was. I think for me it would be nostalgia stuff. Didn't quite make my Benjamins. I know on the topic of sub or dub, I'll watch. I usually only watch subs anime if there isn't an English dub, because a lot of the time with anime, I don't really watch it outside of like. I've gotten more in the habit of binging anime, but now most of the time it's with the intention of writing devotionals. And though I've gotten faster at reading, it's just so much easier for me to comprehend what I hear rather than what I read. And like with wordy dialogue, I'll like miss a few words in a sentence.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's definitely useful, but I'd just rather not.
Yeah, I was going to say, in Iron Chef and Most Extreme Challenge, then I want dubs.
Yeah.
I just did that show, Most Extreme Challenge.
Javier says sub is for me because some of it, the dub is so bad. You know what? I remember as a kid, like watching Kung Fu Theater and loving how off the dub is, and just we all make fun of that, right? And like how crazy it is. So funny.
Kung Pao to the fist.
Yeah,
that's a fun dub.
Bad dubs aren't very common, but I kind of prefer the Japanese audio. Sometimes the dub voice doesn't match the character. I do watch Dragon Ball dub because it's too iconic not to. Hey, so all right, we are. Where are we? Is it me? It is me. It is me, Andy. I think you know my top two, and this one is the newest on my list. This is the newest on my list, and I mean I couldn't go a list talking about anime without bringing it up. So, I mean, without further ado, you know, I kind of have it. I kind of have it right there. I choose you. Right, I'm going Pokemon. And listen. I'm not even a Pokemon guy. My kid is. He loves Pokemon. I've showed you. I've kind of alluded to this like 10 times today. He's coming to bring me the Gengar picture. But he collects Pokemon. I collect it with him. I help him with his collections, and he loves Pokemon. And we actually have a Pokemon show for the very first time coming next month. And he's going to help me with all of my picks for sure. But I'm going Pokemon. During COVID, I started actually watching the show. One of my favorite things to do was when Pokemon Go first came out. Me and my wife and the whole family actually had it on our phones, and we were like traveling to other towns to play the game. And I started watching this show with him during COVID. So I've seen probably more Pokemon shows than any of the other anime combined over the last 6 years. Watching it with my son Cannon. So I'm going Pokemon. You know, I want to be the very best. You know, it's just such. Without anybody ever saying anything, you would have said, "Hey, what's your favorite? What's the best intro of all time for anime?" And I'm like, "Oh, I mean, it's got to be Pokemon. Where else do we go from there?" And then obviously I start putting my list together, and I moved it down one notch. But to me, you know, you got to catch them all. So 1997, FYI, this is my newest on my list, and yeah, Ash Ketchum, man, got to go with it. And you're gonna have to stay tuned in a few weeks to see who my top 4 Pokemon really are. But if you guys want to drop your top 4, you by all means, let's hear it. But not me. I'm not sharing. I'm sharing. My lips are sealed. But
yeah, this is a good pick.
Javier says Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, good memories watching them with our kids. Our first movie. So you know, I mentioned this before. I love. If you've watched the show before, Andy, you know how much I really love this. I love reboots and remakes. I just do. Like most people are like, "Oh, you're ruining my childhood," and I'm like, it doesn't ruin my childhood because my childhood are the originals, and I'll watch that and whatever. And if it's bad, I don't care. But it's like like the Star Wars and all this stuff, like all these times when they remake it, I get to relive that with my kids. And that is just something that is super special to me. I don't care how bad it is, how good it is. If they love it, I'm like, dude, I love that you love that, because it's kind of like the gateway into like us having conversations. And Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh and all that. I mean, that happened when I was getting out of high school, going into college. And so I didn't really watch it then, but I love that he kind of brings me back and gets to watch. So Pokemon, I'm definitely doing that. Yeah, I for sure, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, I just love it. I love it so much. So you guys like Pokemon?
Yeah.
Yes.
My
Pocket Monsters. You know, they're going to bring us to, you ever watch that guy? That guy just cracks me up. The dude talking about,
Of course, the spiral
yeah,
is metaphor for what exactly? The devil. Yes.
the devil. That guy. Dude, that guy kills me. That guy absolutely kills me. Every time I see that video, I'm like, this dude was serious. This dude was serious.
What cracks me up more than that guy is all of the people who are like nodding their head in agreement, like, "Oh wow, I get it."
Wow, yeah, absolutely.
I got to say that I had a little bit of a flashback when you mentioned that opening, because I was at a music festival here in Austin. I'm in Austin, Texas. That it's called South by Southwest, really big festival. And Crunchyroll, which is the biggest streamer of anime, was one of the partners in that. And I went to an event there. And at that event, they had a piano player. And he was taking requests, and he took the Pokemon theme song and he killed it. It was awesome. So I think of that. And then also the drawing that you showed, there was a cosplayer there. They hired all these cosplayers to kind of be around, and she was dressed up as Gengar, which was, I thought, the super coolest like cosplay I'd seen in forever. So yeah, good vibes, good memories.
A good chance Gengar makes my list in a few weeks. That's my son's George, for sure. Wow. So there's a good chance. Here's my criteria for that, by the way. If I was to have a Pokemon, would I think it's cool? You know what I mean? Like, do I want to show him off? Yeah, he's like, or do I have like a Diglett? I'm not showing that off. Doug Tria. Yeah, Doug Tria. If you have one of those, hide in a hole. Yeah, I want to. Mine's got to be cool. I don't even care if it's strong; just needs to look cool. So, yeah. Anyways, all right.
Side Pokemon note: Cubone has a horrific backstory.
Yeah, he does. That is a great. I never knew that.
He has written like backstories of just a Pokemon.
I think you were the one that told me about that, and I went and looked it up. Yeah. Maybe it was like Dallas or something.
I never researched into Cubone's backstory.
Yeah.
Nearby.
Jigglypuff. I mean, Snorlax is kind of my spirit animal, but you know. Anyways, all right, we're to the George. The best, the number one of all time, the number one anime opening of all time. Tweet, what you got?
I am absolutely shocked this hasn't shown up yet. Maybe it'll be someone else's number one. Yeah, yet. This is from a series that was the series that made me an anime fan. Like it was, I was starting to watch anime. I was getting into Toonami. I was like, do I really like anime, or am I just kind of into a couple of shows? So I bought a DVD of this series, and I was hooked from the opening notes of the opening to this song. The series is Neon Genesis Evangelion. The song is Cruel Angel's Thesis. And it is maybe the most iconic anime opening of all time. But that's not why I picked it. I picked it because it is the most memorable to me. It is a song I'll play over and over again. It is just really wonderful song, incredible imagery in the opening, an incredible series, and one of those things that also brings me to a place in time. I still love the series as much as I did when I first watched it 25 years ago, and the same goes for the opening. That is my number one on my Rushmore, Cruel Angel's Thesis.
I listened to this also this morning or yesterday. Only real connection I have with this show, and there's some real theology connected with this show. And the only reason I know that is because of our good friends at the Cellcast, who when we were on the show, Andy, if you remember, we were on the Cellcast maybe the last time or the time before. They actually were going through the whole series and doing 2 or 3 episodes a show and talking about what they were listening to or watching. And I remember Drew being really mad at Jacob for making them go through the whole thing, because I guess there's some like lulls a little bit, but they loved the show, right? And I listened to this the other day because I was like, oh yeah, that's that one that Jacob and them were listening to, and it is really cool. I love it. This is so anime to me. Like if I hear that, I'm like, that must be a part of an anime, huh? It's got to be, even if you don't even tell me. Like it just feels like one of those anime songs. So, Cruel Angel's Thesis, cool stuff.
And I don't know, since y'all are maybe less familiar with it, there is a gospel version of it with a whole gospel choir singing it. And one of my best friends, he's always tweeting that thing out. He loves that version of it. It is a huge, deeply important part of otaku culture. But yeah, it's a great opening, and it is so anime. You're right. You're not going to hear that anywhere else. You're going to immediately think, oh, this anime.
Yeah, you're confirming everything I already knew about myself, that I'm so out of tune with this. I've heard of this title, but hearing that it's like the most iconic one, it doesn't surprise me that I don't know it. But again, like everything I've put on this Spotify list, I really enjoy the song. But it's another one where it's like you hear it and you're like dancing to it. Like what's going, like, it's cool. It's a cool vibe of a song. I really enjoy it, but not what you would think when you think of some of these anime openings. But cool pick for sure. What about you, Quentin? You know this one?
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with it. I think it was recommended to me once in like the comment section of one of the devotionals I posted on TikTok, and I think I watched one of the movies. I think it was like Reload or something, and like a blue case. And I've watched like the first episode maybe, but kind of like Bleach, it was just one that I got busy and kind of fell off.
And that's why we have criteria, to be honest. Listen, the criteria of us two kind of being out of it, Tweak, you being kind of like in it, but like more of that 90s, early 2000s, and Quentin, you're like more like new stuff, right? And so that's kind of why we have the show. Is there's a variety, and what your nostalgia is different than everybody else, and we just appreciate like fandom, like people's fandom. Dude. There is something to be said about just having something that you can attach to your childhood or attach to a certain time in life. And I love the idea of the fact that all of us here do ministry around things like this, because there's so many people out there that don't even understand that there's a parable within every story, right? Within every single cartoon or anime. And I just appreciate this so much. I appreciate seeing the people in the chat just being so inspired about it, and I love it. I will say this, and Andy, we've mentioned this, I think even on Dallas' show. I want, and you guys have thrown out the otaku word, right? Like I've wanted so bad for a lot of time in my life to be an otaku. Like just the idea, like I love role-playing games, right? I'm that guy. I love fantasy world. I love cartoons. I loved a lot of these Japanese animated shows when I was a kid. There was just a section that I kind of got disconnected, and I never really came back. And if I come back, it's always watching it with my kids, right? It's their fandom. I'll watch it with them. I get all into it with them. But there's just so many things in the world that I want to watch. Whenever I put one of these on, I'll watch for like 1 or 2, 3 series, and then I'll just like, oh, let me jump to another one. Let's remember the nostalgia about the next one. and following it all the way through, especially some of them are so long. So I totally appreciate that, both of you guys. And Quinton, don't worry about it, man. It's one of those big deals. Like I'm sitting here learning myself. Andy,
I love the variety tonight. Like, it's awesome because when you look at those lists, like if you're like, oh, what are the top openings of all time? You keep seeing the same 10 or 15 over and over. And obviously I have one or two that crosses over, but generally I'm like, these are not mine. These are, I
listen to most of those. They're all pretty good, but like, if you don't have any attachment, you're like, I don't know. Like sometimes like Andy will tell you, like, the Beatles is always considered one of the greatest rock bands of all time. Okay. Yeah, I'll hear a Beatles song. I'm like, okay, cool. That's all right. But I wouldn't be like, that's number one. That's just not my jam, And so congratulations to you if you do love it. So that's really cool. So amen on that one, says Javier.
Unless
I enjoy being retired. I can binge so
unless
many.
you are a Fleetwood Mac fan, then no more power to you. None of the power goes to you.
Carson will be mad. Carson will be mad at you. Carson's my daughter, by the way. She loves Fleetwood Mac, and Andy hates it. All right.
Fleetwood Mac is for, right? You know who Fleetwood Mac is for, right?
Yes. Moms in
white ladies who love Halloween. That group of people.
That group of people
probably has a cat too. Probably has.
Oh my gosh!
With sleeves that have like things hanging down from them.
yes, tassels. The more tassels,
and they walk like this.
They walk like
Choco sandals.
Yeah, they probably burn incense in their house.
I like Fleetwood Mac, but I get the imagery.
I love Fleetwood. I don't love Fleetwood Mac, but I do like it.
Actually, it's not even Fleetwood Mac. It's just it's the Stevie Nicks. I just can't let someone else sing.
Yeah. All right, Quinton, finish your mountain.
My number one is actually probably the most recent anime.
Teach us.
Of my whole list, and it is. I knew it was going to be my number one because even if I don't finish an episode, I will rewind it. Go back to the beginning just to hear the opening again. And it is Inertia from To Be Hero X.
All right. Tell me about this one. I have no idea what is this.
Basically, I like it for. It's kind of ironic that I have Flyers at number 2 and this at number 1, as the instrumentals are very similar, but they're almost the opposite, where you feel like the with Flyers, where the upbeat tone is creates a duality or a juxtaposition between
good word
matter and the tone of the show. But in this, we have same type of thing where the lyrics talks about what it means to be a hero, and the idea of all you should need to do in order to be a hero is do right thing, be a good person in the context of the show, but it's almost drowned out by the upbeat music and the very grandiose and flamboyant images of just kind of showing in a visual and auditory way the corrupting force of fame and a business mindset that the show takes on the toll of being a hero. So I just really enjoy how that opening is both a good opening and fun visuals, but it also perfectly embodies the main conflict and idea of the whole show.
Quinton,
Wow.
I love hearing you talk, man, because like you just broke that down perfectly. Also, just bonus points for using juxtaposition and grandiose in the same. I love it. I love it. Look, we are suckers for big words.
Yeah, we love a big word.
You can tell, like Kirk earlier, just has a hard time using them. I have a hard time using them sometimes, but when we can, man, when you can throw that in. But all kidding aside, no, this is good. I love being educated about this new stuff because.
So I missed the name. I was turning the fan on. What was the name of this one?
The name of the song is Inertia, and then the name of the anime is To Be Hero X.
Yeah, I got it already. I just typed in Inertia and boom. The algorithm is crazy, isn't it? Like I've been looking at these things, so like I just went INT and it was like boom, there it is. I'm like, oh, so now my whole algorithm is going to be loaded with all this. But I'm listening to it right now. Let me get past the commercial. But yeah, juxtaposition. I don't know if you heard me. I was like, yeah, that's a great word. Oh, here we go.
What do you think about this one? Tweak, do you know this one?
I don't. I know the series. The series is well regarded and fairly popular. It's based on. So right now in the community, you have it's not just manga, like Japanese comics that are being turned into anime, but you have Korean comics being turned into anime, and this one is a Chinese one that's being turned into anime. And so the Japanese studios are taking Chinese works and turning them into anime. This is one of those, and it was just really well received when it came out a few years ago. So, but I didn't watch it, so I don't know the opening. This is your number one is going to be something I got to check out.
This is real, dude. This is really fun. Oh, I can dig this. This is a jam, dude. It's really it sounds like it would be on like a top 40 pop channel.
Yeah. This is a good, cool song.
Like sorry, I talked over you.
No, you're good. Dude, talk over us. We need to shut up anyways.
Actually, I really like the way in which you like brought up like how it sounds like a pop song, because it didn't I didn't make the connection until you said it. But it reminds me of this conversation, reminds me of a podcast that I really enjoy listening to, Voice Acting Mastery with Crispin Freeman. And one of the episodes that he did was he interviewed Richard Horvitz, the guy who plays Zim in Invader Zim.
Wow. And
they talked about the idea of like the importance of an artist having a rock star mindset over a pop star mindset. And basically the idea of like the rock star, like an artist, their job is to, in one way or another, deliver a message. And their success based purely on like how creatively and how clearly they're able to state that message. And then you have a pop star mentality where their success is based on like how the algorithm views them and like how well liked they are. And like just like that idea that you brought up and reminded me of just like also just perfectly embodies the message of the show.
Yeah, that's good. That's good, man. All right, well, yeah, this is a cool pick. So I'm gonna go ahead. I guess I'll get into mine here, and man, Kirk. I mean, was there any doubt?
If you want to be the very best,
I mean, the greatest intro. Let's just throw out anime openings, and we could take that word out. And we could just say openings, and we would say, I mean,
I think this was your cartoon, George, wasn't it?
It's Pokemon. It's 100%. It's Pokemon. I mean, I want to be the very best that like no one ever was. To train them is my real test. No, to catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause, man. I mean, like the whole thing. The music is fantastic. The vocals are great. There was even one that was put out. I think it was like the 25th anniversary or whatever, where they finished the song or whatever, and it was kind of like Ash's, like, you know, it's kind of a sad version of it. But dude, Pokemon, was my childhood, along with Dragon Ball Z, but definitely Pokemon for sure. If anybody watches this show, they know that it's Pokemon was going to be mine. I mean, heck, I put Pokemon Snap as the best shoot 'em up game of all time. So I do stand by it still. But anytime I could talk, I mean, it was like all 4 of my top 4 RPGs. What was cool is I was actually talking today to Pastor Ezra, as I do often in the office. We quite a bit of work doesn't get done because of our.
When is he coming back on the show? That's what I want to know.
I need to get him back on, but the problem is we would definitely, if it was me and him, we'd have a 7-hour podcast because of just how much we talk. But here's the deal. What is so cool about Pokemon to me, because it gets brought up often, we've talked about it on the show. I'm not an RPG fan. I'm not really an anime fan. I'm not but not that. Pokemon is an RPG and an anime, but I can all of that stuff to just absolutely love this. There's so much nostalgia tied to this, man. I mean, look, here's my one example. Well, it's blurred out. It looks like it's censored. It's War Turtle on my wall.
You're censoring War Turtle?
I guess he doesn't have clothes, but he's a cartoon. It doesn't matter. Anyway, no, but man, Pokemon is where it's at. I watched it all the time as a kid. I remember getting the cards, trading them. I remember having the original 150 of the trading cards. It was one of those things that was gotten rid of by my parents when I left the house. But I just absolutely love Pokemon. I love how it's continued through the years. And how kids, like your kid, absolutely loves it. And I love that you're raising your kid the right way, Kirk, and raising him. I know he likes some of the new Pokemon too that I have no idea who they are. But the fact that he still appreciates, and maybe his favorite is Gengar from the OGs, just absolutely love that.
I can tell you, he's raising me on that one. I don't know where that came from. That isn't me. Hey, but real quick, before he's completely gone, Javier says, all right, gentlemen, it's been awesome. And this is my Facebook. Hey, guys, go connect with Javi. He does a ministry. He talks a lot about anime, video games, and the like. Javi, let's have you back on soon, man. I can't wait.
The last thing I'll say real quick about Pokemon, and let you guys add anything else, because I know we've talked about it quite a bit, is we're talking the intro. Obviously, the song is one of the most iconic ones of all time, but also the intro visual sequences. You're getting clips from episodes. It's action-packed from the start. Throwing the Pokemon. I mean, you kind of understand what's happening with Pokemon in that intro. It gives you everything you want. It doesn't. The energy matches the energy of the show very well to me. And yeah, I'm gonna go Pokemon. I think probably, from a mainstream standpoint, the most successful anime, at least in American culture too, as far as carrying over. And interesting that it starts as a video game and then everything else comes out of the video game. That's an interesting origin to it as well. You don't really get that a lot. A lot of cartoons were made to sell toys, right? I guess kind of similar in that sense, but video games. So yeah, Pokemon, gotta catch them all.
Pokemon, gotta catch them all. Yeah. I don't know. It's stuck. It's an earworm. Good stuff, man. Do you want to add anything to Pokemon before we jump to the next? Nah. Hey, so look, Andy, I think you have mine pegged too. Unfortunately, it has been mentioned tonight, but it hasn't been mentioned on the podcast. So it's not a Rushmore, but some people in the chat did mention it for sure. The first anime I ever watched right here. Tweak, I believe it's one of the first ones you ever watched too, because you mentioned it. So here you go, man. From days long ago, from uncharted regions of a universe comes a legend, the legend of Voltron. Dude, I am such a Voltron fan. I had the toys. I had it all. It was my first. I remember coming home from school and I think I saw it just a second ago. I had it pulled up. Yeah. So the original release was in. So you have the two Japanese versions in 81 and 82, Beast King, Go Lion, and Armored Fleet. That was 81 and 82. They kind of combined them, but they originally released them in the U.S. in 84. So in 84, that would have made me 6 going on 7. And there's that. But that would have put me at first or second grade because I went to school at 4 because of my August birthday for kindergarten. So that'd be first or second grade. I remember coming home from first or second grade and like going right into the house, making a turn, going into the kitchen, getting all my stuff ready, bringing my book bag, going to get my crayons or my whatever, bringing that into my mom's room. And there was this like space in between the bed and her dresser that I would put all the stuff on the ground. I would sit on the bed. I would start doing homework, whatever, and turn it to USA Network and wait. And there are other shows that came on. You watch like Saved by the Bell and all that stuff that came on over the years. But this was the show. You're right. This was the show. I remember Ghostbusters was one I was always watching. But I watched this. Didn't even know it was anime. Had no clue. I remember watching and, like episode 6, the one of the guys gets killed off and you're like, what happened? And you find internet's not out then. I remember us kind of talking at school, like, what happened? And, it was totally different back then because you couldn't just Google everything. Didn't really even know the history of it. And then you get the toys, you get the regular toy. I had so many of these toys. Like I had the one that was like this big. I had the one that was kind of like this big. I had the one that was really tall that was attached to a cord that you drove. And then I had the one that was adjacent to this, that instead of being lions, it was cars, which that is a Japanese side of things all in itself. But the opener, let's talk about the opener. I remember as a kid, like not like the dun 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 dun, and he brings out his sword, and then as it like ended, it would like tail in to what Roe Beast it was going to be that day, and then going into Lord Zarkon and all that. And I just remember like gearing up and getting ready. This is Power Rangers before Power Rangers. We always talk about it. This was my Power Rangers. Voltron, Defender of the Universe. I did like the newer one that came out on Netflix. I was cool with it. I am kind of excited. There's kind of talks that Henry Cavill's bringing out a live action version soon, which that will be really cool if that's really happening. But I'm excited, man. Voltron is definitely my number one anime, and it was on my number one anime, and it was on my number one cartoons. It was number 2. It was behind Batman, the animated series. But this was on mine as well. So you had Pokemon on yours. I had, So there it is. Voltron, Defender of the Universe. Had to have it.
Yeah, I knew this one. I pegged this one in there for you for sure.
Voltron, Defender of the Universe.
No surprise. Gotta love mechs, man. Gotta love it.
Man, so good. You guys, so Quinton, I wouldn't be shocked if this was way before your time or whatever, but you did mention it, Tweak. What do you guys think about Voltron?
Again, it's hard to talk over you again. Actually, I'm pretty sure the original Voltron is the only Voltron animated show I've not watched, because I remember watching there was, before the Netflix show, there was a Voltron kind of sequel show that was on Nicktoons in like the late 2000s or like early 2010s. I used to watch that a lot because it would like, they would put it on like back to back on Nicktoons with like an episode of Dragon Ball Z Kai and then an episode of Voltron. And then I was really into the Netflix reboot of Voltron. I'm pretty sure that's the first like non-anime that I covered on the channel was that show.
Nice.
Of Voltron.
Well, I enjoy all of it. I just really love it. I wish I actually would have. That's one of those regrets you have, like some of the toys that you had back in the day. I would love to actually have that. It's so expensive. The original Lions. But yeah, cool stuff. Tweet.
Yeah, I had this
first ever.
I had this metal.
I had that one.
Oh man, but mine wouldn't be worth anything because I broke the legs off anyway.
I remember like the tail. You like folded the tail in, and you
right.
And
and then sometimes I go places and there was a large one, which I guess was, to me, it was life size being that age, because I was probably 3 or something when I was watching it, 3 or 4, and I don't remember the opening at all because all I remember is just images and toys. So I mean, I remember bits of the opening, but I can't remember the song. So,
well, I will say this: there's very little music, and that's why when I asked you guys, like, so what is it? What is it? And you were like, oh, it's explaining and whatever. So it's like dun 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 dun, dun, and it's really voiced over, and then it fades out and it tells you more story, and then it brings the music back up again. Yeah. So, this might be one you can't really find, Andy, because the music isn't.
Found it.
Ooh. Cool. So, anyways, I love it so much. It's one of my favorites. So, all right. So we're gonna do honorable mentions, and honorable mentions is different. So nothing that's been mentioned today can be mentioned, and we don't have to really jump into it too much. Like kind of talk 1 or 2 points. But this is a draft style, so it's the same order, but then it's reverse and back. We call it All About the Benjamins because Benjamin Franklin was widely considered possibly to be on the mountain. So we just want to know what missed our mountains today. You're going to hang around with us. Let's play a little game we like to call All About the Benjamins. So who missed your mountains today? So Tweet, you're starting. Now remember, let's say, so Dragon Ball Z was mentioned twice today, right? So if you have something that is maybe Dragon Ball Z, you probably know that maybe one of them might not mention another one again, or you got to play the game, but you want to try and make the best list possible. So these don't have to be in necessarily any kind of like these are the best in order. You want to try and pick the best ones that you can get. So if you have anything that's kind of like under the radar, you could save that to the end, right? So if you have some really top ones, you might want to name them off first. And once you name them, nobody else can say them. So let's see what you got. Which missed your mountain first? Tweak.
Well, if I'm going to be strategic, this is very near the top anyway. But to be strategic, I'm going to take Tank from Cowboy Bebop, which is the jazzy intro.
Great.
Really good.
Got, like, a lot of silhouettes, and it's Yoko Kanno, who's this incredible musician. And again, this is one of those favorites, and it's possibly my favorite anime of all time. So it just it is an incredible show.
So I never watched Cowboy Bebop. It's one of those ones like Bleach that was like kind of like really big, but I never really get a chance to watch. And then they just released, like probably right before
5 years ago.
Yeah, right before the One Piece or whatever. They did the live action on Netflix, and I watched the first episode, I think, maybe the first, and I was like, I'm not really into this. But they were like in a casino or something, and they were all like just kind of like shooting all over the place. I didn't know what the heck was going on. You got your hands in your face because obviously it was probably a disaster. But I did go back and watch this intro, and bro, this intro, I put it on my Benjamins just because it was so cool, even though I never watched it. I was like, this is a banger. This is awesome. The whole thing all together is just cool. I really enjoyed it. You were like holding the live action very well, did it?
No, it's a disaster. I bought the making of the Cowboy Bebop live action because we were covering it like intensely. Netflix gave us like an early screening of it, and they literally say in the book, we just decided to pick out what we thought was the coolest thing we could find and then make a series about it. Like they readily admitted it, and they didn't understand it. And the series is really a lot about pop culture. It's about German film. There's a lot of like things happening, and they didn't get any of it, unfortunately, the writers and directors. But the series itself, it's just full of these really cool pop culture references, Chinese movies, all sorts of things. There's a lot of martial arts in it. There's detective noir. There's science fiction. It is a really incredible series where everything just kind of fell together just right to make a classic, including the music. Like I mentioned, one of the best composers in all anime, Yoko Kanno. So it is a great opening.
Awesome. I just unlocked a core memory. Does anybody remember Zoids? I don't remember.
Yes, Zoids was a fun show. Yeah,
I feel like I should remember it, like the name I've heard before.
Zoids. I don't.
It was like Voltron. It was similar to Voltron, but it's mid 2000s.
So it says
Zoids Genesis. Oh, that picture looks cool.
Started in '82.
Oh, original Zoids?
I guess the franchise.
I'm thinking about reboot then, maybe.
Zoids Genesis 2005-06.
That's probably the one I was thinking of.
The creator of Cowboy Bebop, that name, didn't even finish the show for a review. Oh, man, that stinks. But Tank is a cool one. It was on my list. It's not in my top 8, so I'm still hanging. Where you at, Quinton? What's your first that just missed your mountain today?
Kind of going strategic. I don't think any of us have said it yet, but I'm gonna pick a song from another one of the big 3 of shonen animes. And my first Benjamin is We Are from One Piece, but specifically the East Blue art.
Oh, wow.
That's how much I've watched.
This is my first top 8 song. My first top 8 song. I had this one on there because of my son and us watching. I did have this on my top 4 anime with Dallas. And this is by far the best song. The We Are song. There's a couple different versions. I didn't go that deep into it, but I love One Piece. It's fun. I really do. And so I wish it wasn't so long. I can't wait till the One Piece. I'll check that out, hopefully. But this is my first one of my top 8. And I kind of knew this one was going to go. So I do have a 9th. I mean, I have a bunch, but I do have a 9th. So, Andy, for the block, what do you got?
Yeah. So this was my first Benjamin was taken off by Cowboy Bebop just because Toonami, but also what a cool like James Bond spy type intro, like just a different.
I love all the like colors and things that are
really do appreciate that, and then just the visual side of it too. So, so you forced my hand here to do this one. I'm gonna put this one out there. Don't like it as much as my George, but it's in the same realm of things. I'm gonna go Digimon. Digital monsters. Digimon are the
monsters. I think didn't Jacob have that on his?
Jacob is the one person who says that it's better than Pokemon, but you know.
Oh, it is way better than Pokemon. 100 times better. It's so much better.
What show are we talking about?
Story-wise, characters. Oh, it's not even close.
It's like Android people, Android and iPhone, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, whatever.
They're 2 different series. It's actually like more like Coke to juice. They're just different things, but they're getting together.
I watched it for sure, but I just never got into it as much. I don't know what it was. It just didn't grab me as much as Pokemon did. Maybe I was just too entrenched in Pokemon to I've got enough on my plate right now, or whatever it was, But I do love the song. The song is great. It's iconic. The intro is really cool. So let's go with Digimon.
All right. Yeah, I was a Digimon kid too.
All right, Quinton.
Monsters. Yeah, I didn't watch Digimon. I literally know what it is by a picture. I couldn't tell you one single thing about it, except it's like Pokemon and it's digital.
Yes,
that's good enough.
That's about all I know.
Described it.
Hey, so I'm gonna hopefully save this one. I don't think anybody's gonna say this one because it's kind of off the beaten path. You already took my number 1 pick, which would have been One Piece. So I'm gonna drop down to what I have at the 7 and 8 spot right here. And I'm going to go with another one from 1987. I watched this on the Sci-Fi Channel. It kind of reminds me of Jim and the Holograms, but I'm going with Bubblegum Crisis.
You mentioned this before, or someone.
1987 Bubblegum Crisis. It's like these. Look, this is where the prepubescent word was coming in. There are some female mercenaries, and they kind of like they're in these like robots called boomers. And anyways, really heavy on the music side. The intro is amazing. It's awesome. It's
What
like
is the name of the intro?
two girls getting ready to go on stage, and kind of like Jim or whatever, but they also fight crime and do all that other stuff. But anyways, Bubblegum Crisis, right? Now, I will say this. I tried watching Bubblegum Crisis, and one that I'm probably going to pull in from number 9. I probably wouldn't watch it nowadays because it does get a little closer to something I probably don't want to be watching anymore. But anyways, it's a cool intro. And then number 8, this is another one that was kind of like Voltron, took a whole bunch of things, put it together from the Japanese side, got syndicated in 1985. I'm going with Robotech, which Macross and Gundam and all those kind of live in that same world. But there's a whole bunch of other stuff. There's a bunch of Macross. They kind of just piece things together. I remember watching the same Macross and the same Robotech and watching the intros. They're kind of off. But I loved Robotech. Had some toys from them too. Really cool stuff. And I almost mentioned it in the Dallas episode, and Dallas goes, because I didn't think it was going to be available, and he's like, "Oh, I would have let you pick that." So I'm picking it. So Robotech.
Right.
Robotech, by the way, is Macross like put all together to make an English version.
Right.
But most of us in America would have seen Robotech and fallen in love with that first. So
yeah. Bubblegum Crisis, AD Police Files, Rocking Cyberpunk. Kettle Breyer in the house. Didn't even realize who that was writing. John Stout in the house. Welcome in, John.
Yeah. I'm going to throw this one out there. This one was a late edition because I was like, it totally blanked my mind that this was an anime, but I love this series. And I love, this whole saga of a story. I'm going with Gotta Go Fast, Sonic X. My next, just again, clips from the show, but what a cool song. And Gotta Go Fast. I mean, that fits with Sonic. That's what he's all about. So Sonic X makes my Benjamins.
Controversial.
It's an anime. I mean, everywhere said it. This is not nearly as controversial as I was going to get. Maybe off the air, I'll share 2 of them that I was going to talk about.
Oh, wow. I thought this is where you're. I'm waiting for the controversy.
Well, I took controversy off mine. You have all the controversy today.
Oh, okay. I do have one that's
a Japanese anime series based on the Sonic the Hedgehog video games. There you go.
I love it. I love it. All right. Well, Quinton, next pick. And then, oh, by the way, you get back-to-back picks there, Tweak.
My second pick, this song of any of them basically shatters almost all of the rules of criteria that I set.
Welcome to the show. You're now a regular because we usually shatter them when we get to the Benjamins.
Thank you. For art history fans, Dadaist movement was designed to it was an anarchist art movement questioning what was art. So given my criteria, this is my Dadaist pick and the oldest anime that I have on my list. And it's HT, the opening to Trigun.
So Trigun was mentioned in that Dallas show, and this is like a Western anime, right? It's kind of like
Space Western.
It looks really cool. I watched this intro, parts of it. I think I might have listened to this intro. But there was this iconic picture I see all the time of the main character holding his gun like that. Mm-hmm. This looks like a cool anime. I think I would enjoy this one. I really do like just kind of watching it. Good pick, man.
Also, this riff is fantastic in this song. What cool guitar work.
It's awesome.
It's a really cool song.
I'm so glad you went with that one. It was right outside my top 8. So I'm glad it got included. It's such a cool series too. Vash the Stampede is maybe my favorite character in all anime. Very admirable character. Really cool series. No, I love it, Quinton. That's such a
good guitar. Yeah, man.
Oh, it is good. It's good. Yeah.
I want to drive like 100 miles an hour listening to this song.
Mhm.
You know, it's one of those types of songs.
And I should mention that the mangaka who wrote the original series, it's always been, I think he confirmed at one point, but it's kind of been scrubbed off the internet that he is Catholic. And there are a lot of Christian themes in this series. One of the major characters is a priest, and he has kind of a redemption scene because he's kind of a fake priest. I don't want to give away too much, but there's like this redemption scene where he's praying and talking to God. And Vash the Stampede, the guy with the guns, he's kind of a Jesus figure. There's a lot of depth to the series, but it's also it's very funny. And the Wachowski brothers were influenced by Trigun in making The Matrix. So
the Wachowski sisters.
At the time, they were the brothers.
I'm joking.
Actually,
Those guys are out of control. Anyways, speaking of,
probably my favorite episode of any anime. Oh, I'm trying to remember the name of the episode, but Trigun has my favorite episode of any anime in it.
Bryce, we love you, man.
I think it was titled like The Gunslinger, and basically like he like finds this like disgraced gun maker. And it's probably like if I were to recommend like one isolated episode of an anime to like a new person to anime, it'd be that.
Cool stuff.
Awesome. So you get back-to-back picks there, Tweak.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to. I don't think anyone's going to get any of mine, so no more strategy here. Just going on down. There's a song called an opening called "Chitty Chitty Bang Bang."
What?
Chitty
Yeah.
bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang.
Yes, but it sounds nothing like that, and it's from an anime called Ya Boy Kongming. So,
Yo, boy.
and Kongming is like a 3rd century Chinese strategist in history, and so this series takes him, puts him in modern day, and he becomes a strategist for a young lady who's trying to be a pop artist. And the song is actually kind of like Eurobeat. And he's like in his like 3rd century stuff dancing like this, and all the characters are dancing to the Eurobeat, and it is a wacky kind of opening, but it is a really cool song, one of my faves, and a really good series.
Chicky Chicky Bam Bam?
Chitty Chitty Bong Bong is how it would be pronounced. I'll drop it in the comments.
I got it right here.
Something on
You got it?
Spotify. We're just seeing if that was it. Okay.
This is fun stuff.
And so there's that one. I will
feel like
go
I need like John Hamm in that video where he's like where he's just dancing and they redo
that's
it.
a good one. Yeah.
Oh.
Nice one.
Because my one like reference for that meme is there was some guy where he took that meme and made it a Final Destination joke.
No.
Because he was like driving behind one of like the trucks, like
Logs.
yeah.
Oh boy. Yikes.
So you get a second pick.
Let's go to the next one. So my next one is called Pre-Parade. PRE-Parade.
This is before the Death Parade.
This is a very different show. It's a rom-com. So and it's from the series called Toradora, which is actually is one of my very, very favorite series, and it's a really nice. It's also got an electronic beat, and the visuals are really good because it takes you through the day in the life of the 4 main characters, and before you even enter the series, or 5 main characters, before you even enter the series, you get a sense of what each of them are like, and they have very distinct personalities, and you see how they interact with each other and with others as well. definitely when those first
Got
beats
some
start
good electronic.
hitting, it's a good song, good opening, good series.
Good electronics on that one. I'm a fan of electronica. All right, Quentin, number 3. What'd you miss?
I'm gonna put another one of my nostalgia picks for me, and it's the song "Innocent Promise," the opening to Shonen Maid. I actually rewatched episode 1 of this anime for the first time in a while earlier this week because I've been working on it was part of a sermon writing workshop that I put on. And then but it's also the first anime I covered in the Anime Devotion Campus Ministry. But I just love how the song very much, it's very stylized different from Inertia, but it also covers like the innocence and like both the joy and like a sense of fulfillment and peace that is what we see the characters in the show pursue and like gradually achieve as the uncle and the nephew's relationship grows throughout the show.
What was the show that this one's on?
Shonen Maid. I don't think it's actually available to stream anywhere right now.
Uh-oh. Did he find the first one? Have you found them all except this one, Andy?
Only thing I can find that's called Innocent Promise is just piano.
Oh.
Promises.
Maybe if you could find it on Spotify, send it my way because I can add it to the list.
Okay.
Oh, man.
All
That's
right.
all right. I had 2 that didn't make it last week, and I had to find some weird stuff.
Weird version of it.
Hey,
All right, my next one on my list today, very in line with kind of the type of shows that I'm mentioning today. Like this intro, never really got huge into this show. It was around my kind of heyday of shows. The intro is really cool because it shows a lot of like the really cool looking like evil villains that are happening in it. It's kind of like late 90s, early 2000s. I want to say it's early 2000s, very early 2000s, if not very late 90s. It's cool Egyptian kind of feel to it. I'm going Yu-Gi-Oh for my pick here.
I just watched this before the show.
Yeah, it was not one I watched a ton of. Again, it was in that heyday, but really cool intro. Really cool intro. I'm gonna go with Yu-Gi-Oh.
It was the first time I ever watched that intro, like right before Quentin and Tweak joined. I had it up here. All right, well, here's my other 2. So I wanted One Piece to do my top 8, but I ended up getting my top 9 out of 8. That's cool. This next one is the most controversial pick I have. I started watching this show during COVID with my son, and we loved it, and it's fun. And I was sad to learn that it's not really traditional. It's not really traditional anime, if you will. But Tweak, you said the French love it, and apparently this is a French as well. 2008. I'm going with Whack Fu. Yeah, we watched a ton of this on Netflix. It was a Netflix thing. It's really fun. The opening is this little kid kind of going up a tree. It's just so fun looking. It's a fun little thing. And me and him were watching it today. We're like, remember this? It was so awesome. So it's anime-inspired French animation, but yeah, to me it's anime. I mean, it's anime all day. But that's okay.
I can't find Whack Fu on
Cool. You probably can't because it's the new. It's dumb. It's stupid. But anyways, and my last one. This one was off because controversial. It's probably the one that, like, Bubblegum Crisis comes close, I guess. This is probably the one that I was like, I don't know. I watched the first episode and I was like, geez, I watched this as a kid, but the intro is freaking a banger. And I'm going with, 1988. What I watched this on? It probably says it right here. HBO, of course. HBO played it back in the day. It's like a jazz rock cyberpunk. I'm going with Dominion Tank Police. Back in the day, another prepubescent. It doesn't take very long for me to turn this thing off. I was watching it. They go into this like hospital. It's like these twins. Looks like twins from like the Matrix, but it's girls with this crazy dude. And they like hypnotize the guy by like a provocative dance. And I was like, yeah, we're going to turn this off. But that was in the first episode. The intro is awesome. So
that one either.
Dominion Tank Police. I didn't expect you to. They're at the bottom. Dominion Tank Police. So there is a Dominion Tank Police like in the 90s. Not
New Dominion Tank Police.
Yeah, not that one. I'm talking about the one from 88. But yeah, I'll see if I can find it for you. But that one's definitely anime for sure. But be careful. That one's by the creator of Ghost in the Shell, which also is a crazy intro that I was like, dang, I watched this. Anyways. Anyways.
All right.
You're up, Andy.
All right, well, with my last one, I'm just going to do a really fun one. This was one that I didn't find out until I did my research. So this is totally like not even one I watch, but I just wanted to throw some love to it because who knows if it'll get mentioned again. This is just fun. This is just all things fun. Love the animation. I'm going to 1990, and it's also a fun intro song. It's very different from a lot of the animes that we mentioned today. Certainly ones that I've been talking about. I'm going to go with Samurai Pizza Cats.
Dude, I saw this one yesterday, I think.
It's a fun theme song, too. Samurai Pizza Cats is where we're going to go for my last road.
Awesome. That one looks fun. I never even heard of that until I went on this journey.
Also, by the way, there is no, I haven't looked into them, but, they got some episodes. There's a podcast called the Samurai Pizza Cast. Great name for a podcast. No, I mean, look, hey, if you want to come be on the show, I don't know. When's your latest one? Your newest episode was 2021, so you're probably not doing this anymore. But, hey, it is what it is. Samurai Pizza Cats.
Nice. All right. Well,
back to you for your last one.
Sorry, I was trying to find the song again. I would say next that I'm going to put on my list is the opening to season 2 of Kaiju number 8. Both because this goes for both seasons. The openings, just the visuals are trippy and fun. How I describe it is like, imagine if like Godzilla was created by Dr. Seuss. Is vibe I'd give. But also just I love how it sets you up with the theme and message of the show, with both the title of the song and also it being the first words you hear in the song. And it's titled "You Can't Run From Yourself." And a big chunk of spoilers, slightly, but a big chunk of the season is the main character dealing with guilt and like a fear of losing control. So, and like just him dealing with negative repercussions of that guilt, like kind of preventing him from doing what he needs to do. And so I just love the way that opening like perfectly embodies the anxiety the main character feels.
What was this one from again? Make sure I'm getting the right one.
It was Kaiju number 8,
Got
but
it.
specifically season 2.
Got it. Sweet. I found this one.
Shredder, thanks for being here, man. Come back and join us. We talk all things. Next week, we are talking spy movies. I think next week. But yeah, come back and join us, Shredder. We talk movies, TV, video games, and we also talk music. So, and by the way, if you ever want to be on the show, let us know. Hit us up on socials. Hit the like before you go. Thanks for being here so much. It means the world. Appreciate it. All right. So finish off the mountain.
Yeah, this is a tough one. By the way, I thought someone would go with Transformers. Since we're like searching for stuff, I thought that was going to come up. But I didn't go with that. I'm so sunk into the world of anime. I'm going to go with it's a hard one. I'm going to go with the song called Staple, Stable. And what's interesting about this song is that it's there are some series that have multiple openings for one season, and depending on the theme of the episode. And this is a series called Bakemonogatari that has these like 3 or 4 episode arcs, and it's a really nice calm song, but and it plays with this kind of the idea of staples, right? And the thing is, it's based on this girl who is just kind of insane and has like this kind of artsy thing where all these staples and scissors and all sorts of school supplies drop from her, and she's kind of like a little psychotic. This song is very calm, so it's kind of opposite of it, and it finishes up an arc where she has been able to, a curse has been dropped off of her, and she's at peace, and she becomes the main girl for the main character in this series. And then they play this lovely, nice tune after she's gotten rid of all the crazy stuff. So that is my final pick.
Nice.
Amazing. There is the show. Hey, by the way, Andy, I found Whack Fu. Sending it.
I found it.
Oh, you did.
Now that I was the problem that I'm having is typing all of this incorrectly. That's my problem. It's not fine. It's like, yeah, where
and I think I found the Dominion Tank Police one too.
Send me that. Send me that one.
But I'm trying to confirm. All right, well, guys, it is almost that time. Let's do our last bit right here, and then it's time to go. Make sure we can tell everybody good night. But this is what we do at the table if you come visit us at the convention. We spin the wheel, and I'll just let that be the spin. And there's a whole bunch of games on here, and we play a game. Now, if it lands on a Rushmore like it did there, we're going to keep going because that's a whole nother show. So there's a bunch of games on here, and perfect. Blazing Trivia. Andy, that's perfect. Blazing Trivia. Basically, it's trivia questions. So I'm going to give you guys some trivia on openings. Now, y'all both have a wide variety of whatever. And this is trivia on
how many I can actually get right.
Yeah. You could definitely try, Andy. But I can tell you, I'm not going to get many of these. I was looking at the questions earlier. Let me get to the questions, and I'm like, okay, nope, not me. All right, so we're going to do Blazing Trivia. All right, so let me pull that up, and here we go. So I'm going to ask you guys 10 questions. Let's see who gets them the most. And you guys can play around and join with each other if you'd like. That is A-okay. So here we go. Number 1. It goes easy to medium to hard, by the way, and there's 10 questions. You ready? So number 1. The opening, Chala Head Chala, is from which anime?
Jeez.
Dragon Ball Z?
It is Dragon Ball Z. It is Dragon Ball Z. Way to go. So I also do have some. It's multiple choice if you need it. But here's another easy. Who sang the original English Pokemon theme? Do you guys know that? My goodness. There's no way I would know this. They put this in the easy. Here, I'm going to give you the names. Mark Hamill. That's hilarious. Aaron Carter. That's even hilarious. Billy Crawford and Jason Page.
Jason Page.
It sure is.
You got it.
It sure
Yeah.
is.
Good job.
That is awesome. Smile Bomb is the opening to which anime? Do you need the names?
Death Parade.
A One Piece, B Yu Yu Hakusho, C Gundam Wing, and D Sailor Moon.
Oh, want to say Gundam?
Smile Bomb is the name of it.
Oh wait, no. I changed my answer. I think it's Yu Yu Hakusho.
It is Yu Yu Hakusho. Am I saying that right? Hakusho? Wow. Which anime opening was performed by the band 2Mix? 2Mix. A. Sailor Moon, B. Cowboy Bebop, C. Gundam Wing, or D. Robotech?
Robotech. I don't know. I'm just throwing one out there.
Gundam Wing.
It is Gundam Wing. Congratulations. Oh, this ought to be an easy one because it was mentioned tonight. A Cruel Angel's Thesis is the opening theme for
Evangelion. Neon Genesis Evangelion.
That's supposed to be a medium question.
I forgot.
And this is supposed to be a medium. This one was mentioned tonight, too. What is the name of the opening theme most associated with the first season of One Piece?
We are.
Yes. The iconic opening Tank from Cowboy Bebop was performed by, do we know the name?
Seatbelts.
It is Seatbelts. That is
Wow.
a crazy name. Seatbelts. All right. This is the hard section. Let's see. Which anime opening was performed by Linked Horizon? Oh my gosh, I don't even know this. Haruka Kanata, again, Gurren no Yumiya in the world.
C.
It is the one I couldn't pronounce. C.
Was it really C? I just
Gurren no Yumiya. I don't even know. I've never even heard of that.
I got the wrong one right.
The opening, The World, was used for which anime? A. Death Note, B. Code Geass, C. Ergo Proxy, or D. Parasite?
Death Note.
It is Death Note. And this is the expert question. Oh, my. No, we need another expert question. Let's see. This is one you already named tonight. I'm going to go to the tiebreaker. It's Neon Genesis Evangelion. I don't know why they put that twice, but which anime opening appeared first chronologically? Which one was first chronologically? Okay, Cha-La, Head Cha-La, that's Dragon Ball Z. Moonlight Densetsu by Sailor Moon, Macross Theme, Robotech Macross, or Smile Bomb Yu Yu Hakusho?
Macross Theme.
It is the Macross Theme. So that is what we call G-Dub's Blazing Trivia.
Way to go, gentlemen.
And if you come to the table, we will ask you some questions and we'll film you and put you on the show. Yeah. Here's a bonus real quick. Name the anime from the opening. Just Communication. You know that one? That's
Comey Can't Communicate?
Just Communication. It says Gundam Wing.
Gundam Wing.
Gundam Wing. Anyways, hey, thanks for being on the show. Thanks everybody in the chat. Let's share with the world your corner of the internet and then go home. Quinton, you can go first. Share everything about Religious Fanboy that you want people to come and join, and tell them when you drop information, when's your next stuff, so that people can come and support you, and then we'll go home.
I primarily do short form content. The goal is to get stuff where I at least do 5 devotionals a week. Due to some personal stuff, I've struggled to do that in recent weeks. But the main places you can find me are on YouTube and TikTok. I use my actual name on Facebook, but you can find my devotionals on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Blue Sky under Religious Fanboy. I also post audio only stuff on Spotify. And in addition to that, and a way in which you can support the ministry, there's not a way to support us financially. But if you serve at a church yourself or have friends that serve at a church, I do a podcast called Church Hunt Prep, where I interview different ministers, where I ask them questions that someone would ask when looking for a church home for the first time. And I can put this in the comments section. I don't have it set up to put from my Patreon, but one of the few free resources we do have on the Religious Fanboy Patreon is an official anime recommendation list. This is also the same one that we hand out at conventions. It both gives a rating for the show, any disclaimers, as well as what are some of the main Christian lessons and themes that are paralleled in those shows. Our two main missions are to model how we can worship God through talking about through watching and talking about anime, through our devotionals, and our other goal is through the production of curriculum as well as our other podcast to bridge the gap and help equip churches to cultivate the seeds that God has called people like me and Tweak and our friends at Geek Devotions to plant. And yeah, if there's any other questions that you have, probably the best way to contact me would be message me on Instagram and or Twitter, and would love to help you in pop culture ministry in any way that we can.
So cool. So cool. Thanks for coming on, Quinn. Thanks for being in the chat for probably nearly a year or so. And I'm so glad you finally got a chance to come on. You're definitely welcome to come back on. I don't know the next time we do an anime show, but you can come on for whatever you like that is outside of your ministry as well. And so with that being said, Charles, Tweak, hey, can you share all about Beneath the Tangles and why the people that are left that made it this far can go and check you out, and then we'll tell everybody good night.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Definitely check out our website, beneaththetangles.com. We've got all sorts of articles there that will hopefully help you think about faith as you watch anime, that uses anime as a starting point to think about faith matters. On Substack, we have a newsletter that you can receive every Friday that has an original anime devotional in there, and then also has all our content linked as well. We have a YouTube site, Beneath the Tangles Official, where we've got new videos going up every week. We're doing an interview series right now, and our second season of Something Genuine launched a couple days ago, and we'll go on throughout the summer. Find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere else, pretty much at either Beneath the Tangles or at Anime Tangles, though you can just search Beneath the Tangles and we should be the only ones that come up. If you want to reach out to me personally, you can reach me by email at Charles S at beneaththetangles.com, and on Twitter, where I'm really, really active at The Tangles. So any of those ways, we hope to connect with you.
So Twitter's your place. The X, awesome. We wish you guys both best of luck. It has been a blast. Thanks for educating us on anime and being good sports. Because we love to just connect with people. Our ministry is really just using all nerdy fandoms and trying to connect with people. So you guys have made this a better day today. Both of you guys are welcome to come back. If you are in the chat and you want to come and join us, check out our socials as well. They've been scrolling at the bottom the whole time. If you want to be on the show, just message us. And we'll see you next week, which, again, I think is Spy Movies with In Squared Podcast and Iowa Retro Gaming Dad, I believe, are the two that are coming on for that. And if it's not that, it's movie scenes with Popcorn Theology and Isaac Tirado, which Isaac's been in the chat forever. Popcorn Theology is another great ministry movie channel. So I might have those switched, but one's movie scenes, one's spy movies. Those are what coming up. Andy, tell everybody good night right at the 3 mark.
All right, guys. Well, appreciate you being here. Appreciate you guys being in the chat. But it's time to say goodnight like we always do. This is the Rushmore Show, where it's all about your top 4
and nothing more.
Peace.